check 2 and 3. We're back. Mama said there'll be days just like this. Mama was right. As the room fill up, be sure to hit that like button. Tell a friend or a neighbor where to go when they want to tune in. Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond.
Spartans, prepare for glory.
Life like this, I wish raindrops would fall. Come on. 2023 Cowboys offseason. Primer, free agent targets, cut candidates, and more. More and more, more and more. Come on. Be sure to check out the information that's in the description box for more detailings of everything that we do around here. Come on. C.D. Lamb said he need more help. Basically, he want more weapons. What do that mean? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on. What's up? Let's go. What's up, y'all? How y'all living? Y'all all right? Y'all still singing the blues over there? Everybody's okay? I hope all is well. I do. I really do. Ladies and gentlemen, for those who tuning in for the first time, my name is Law Nation, and we talk Cowboys football and beyond. I know a lot of people want to hit the panic button and these sorts of things for the offseason. Nevertheless, we got to go through all of this in order to see where we going. And I get it. We watching the Super Bowl. Also, there are 30 other teams that's watching the Super Bowl. It goes all the way back to this. No excuses, right? What will happen by the end of Sunday night, early Monday morning, there will be only one team to say, hey, we have 0 excuses allowed. You see what I'm saying? We put it all out there on the table. What we did during the training camp, what we did during the offseason, all of that stuff paid off. You know what I mean? So there will only be one team to say, hey, there's no excuses left. There's nothing on the table, right? And that defining moment will be for that one team. All other fan bases, the 31 other fan bases out there, will be angry and upset on how their season turned out, right? That's just the bottom line. And unfortunately, for the last 27 to 28 years, we've been the team that been looking back at things and saying, maybe next year we can get them. But we will be the team that everybody would look at and say, hey, Super Bowl or bust, regardless of who the quarterback is, right? Ryan Leaf, right? Drew Bledsoe, Vinny, Testaverde. You know, it was still Super Bowl or bust, regardless of who the coaching staff may be or the circumstances around it. That's just the bottom line. We are the Dallas Cowboys. I promise you there's topics right now to this day on the 4-ladder and the 3-ladder network that talk about the Dallas Cowboys and the quarterback and the running back and these sorts of things. Well, there was an article out there today, and it went over some of the things of cap casualties, what the Cowboys should and could do, or what have you. We're going to go over that. But before we get into those frame of mind, I thank everybody for tuning in. Let me give a shout out to my guy, Small, man. Appreciate you. Thank you for jumping in. T Smooth TV, Manning, Lisa, thank you so much for jumping in. Sip the Truth 34. Brandy, Mahoney, appreciate you. Rob Dollar TV, thank you. Tariq, thank you for jumping in, as well as Al Kareem Turner. Thank you for being part of these episodes that we spit out every day. And it's going to be a good stuff that we're going to get into. But before we get into that, let me get this situated too, because there was a guy by the name of CD Lamb. Let me make sure that you guys are eligible to hear the audio so we can get things going in the best direction possible. Appreciate everybody. So this is what CD Lamb said during the Pro Bowl.
As a team, the Cowboys, how the season ended and what you guys can bring into 2023.
Always just gotta, of course, add more weapons. I feel like in that situation, we could always be better. There's never enough. You can never run out of ammo. And, man, we just got to finish.
So that was CD Lamb. He's saying that, hey, there's never should be enough. There's never should be a moment that you are satisfied. There should always be the grind matter to it. There should always be the thought that, hey, can we improve better by bringing in this talent? Do that mean, because I've seen a lot of people in the comment under that, oh man, CD Lamb, he must be sus. He's not a beast because he want to bring somebody else in. No, because that is what the 4-letter and the 3-letter network like for you guys to say or think. Hey, in order for the Cowboys to win, you see, it'll be a lot of people will say that the Cowboys bought their championship if we did it the same way the Rams done it, right? If we did it the same way the Bucks did it, right? If we did it the same way whoever's going to do it this season, or if we did it the same way the teams did it in the last 10 years, they would say, hey, the Cowboys bought their Super Bowl. And that's bullsugar, right? I would say, hey, if you're not trying, you're supposed to be trying to buy it anyway, right? But the way they try to play it on is that, man, the salary cap is necessary because people like Jerry Wayne Jones and things, they will go out there and buy the Super Bowl. No, it don't work that way. Nevertheless, you do have the opportunities, ladies and gentlemen, to wheel and deal going into the free agency. And on top of that, bettering your best. Look, you should be looking at this thing and saying, all right, there's no comfort. There's nobody safe around here. Those were the days of Jimmy Johnson. People thought that Troy Aikman had a comfortable bed. No. They always had somebody lurking around. And the Cowboy fan base, before he won or got a chance to win the Super Bowl, they were still looking to get rid of him. It's just a lot of people had the Mandela effect, right? A lot of people forgot all of those things, right? People forgot about Rodney Peete. He was phenomenal coming out of college. He was here with the silver and blue. People forgot about the Burlines, you know what I'm saying? Even Steve Wash, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. Appreciate y'all, man, so much for tuning in. Vinny Testaverde, yeah. Shout out to you again, Lisa. Thank y'all so much. So the name of the game is applying the pressure, but also looking at everybody one by one and saying you are replaceable, regardless of who you are. But what happened over a period of time, we began to do the things that what we've seen coming out of Denver Broncos camp. Not saying that the Cowboys do this exactly, but they said over there before Sean Payton got there that, yeah, Russell Wilson was treated as a god. He had his own parking spot. Matter of fact, he had his own filtrated water, Keegan water coming out of the fountains over there just for him. And that alienates the other people. So when they got Sean Payton to come over there, he said, whoa, we ain't doing none of that. No, we ain't doing none of that here. And he changed the mindset. Now, I don't know if that's going to have different results. Everyone have a reason, but results are what matter. But what I'm saying is that don't give anyone a comfortable bed, regardless of who you are or what you do for the organization and franchise. That shoulder pads, helmet, could be with someone else. That number you got on your back could belong to someone else. You are replaceable. Right? Shout out to y'all. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. So let's move on a little bit further. I want to go over this list right here of guys that's notable on the free agent list right now. And these are the conversations that I'm quite sure that the Jones family is going over right now. And these are your most notable unrestricted free agent guys. You got Dalton Schultz up top, Leighton Vander Esch, Donovan Wilson, Tony Pollard, Connor McGovern, Anthony Get Down Brown, Cooper Rush, and you got Terrence. Not still reserved, still, you know. So the Cowboys must figure this out. Shout out to your Common Sense Lab for the first donation to help elevate the nation. I appreciate you, man, so much for tuning in and being part of it. Who's the most valuable guy on this list? Can you guys let me know in the chat? Can you guys let me know in the chat right now? Who's the most valuable guy on this list? Who is the guy you can't live with on this list? Not saying that these guys, you know, can recreate the wheel or anything, but who's the most notable guy on this list? Let me read out what he said while y'all type in the most notables. OG Law, the last contract Jerry had uphold was the, what is 140 million? Can't read without the commas. In the 90s. Until Jerry, the GM, and Steven get a contract uphold, we won't make the moves needed for the Super Bowl. That's 140 million, right? If I'm reading that correctly. Right? So appreciate you. Dracarys. In the 90s. Who was that contract? What was that contract? What is the rest of the context of that Common Sense Lab? Because you know, that's a lot of money in the 90s. I don't really, I can't even break this down though, but help me out. All right, my guy says Terrence Steele, Tony Pollard. You got a lot of people that's on here. Donovan Wilson, the QB. Let's see. I'm looking at all of y'all names here. Appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. So Tony Pollard, Steele, Wilson, Trey Gallup. This is Mickey. Oh, to purchase the Cowboys, 140. Oh, okay. Common sense. Okay, I got you now. So Jerry Jones purchased the Cowboys for $140 million. Okay, and he flipped that $140 million to probably right around $10 to $11 billion, right? That's a lot of money, man, to flip around. And Jerry Jones, we can look at 140,000. Jeez, I can't read today. 140,000. Okay, to purchase. No, it wasn't 140,000, right? How much was it? How much was it that he bought this franchise and the organization for? Y'all help me out again. Help me out again. Is that how much did Jerry Jones bought this organization for? Y'all help me out because I'm all over the place. Maybe I need some more coffee. 140 million. Okay, good. My goodness. So he bought this franchise and organization for 140 million. He turned around and let me show y'all. This is the easiest way to help me out. You know, when y'all have all those numbers up there. Let me show y'all. Here we go. Bam. When y'all put large numbers up there, put it in there just like I just texted right there. You know? You know, I'm in my 40s now, man. I'm old, man. Y'all know how it is, you know. All right, so y'all put it in there like that. Those zeros threw me off. Unless it's on a paycheck. Now, somebody send me a check, you can put as many zeros on it as long as there's a number in front of it. I'll be like, yeah, man, I'll figure it out. Let me just make sure this check clear. You know, law, man. Hey, man, you got 100. Hold on. How many zeros don't matter. It got more than 3. It got more than 2 zeros on a check. I'm not even trying to read it. I'm going straight to the bank. Yes, indeed. Yeah, it might bounce, so that's why I'm going to say I'm going straight to the bank. Let me see. Yeah. I'm going straight to the bank. So somebody hook a brother up, man. Elon Musk, hook your brother up. You know, and who owns Google, by the way. I need to know who owns Google. Mark Zuckerberg, he owe me money. Mark, you owe me money on Facebook. All right, so back to the business over here. Appreciate you, Common Sense Lab. As you guys can see, I don't have a lot of it. All right, so on this list, we got Tony Pollard, number 1, and then we have Terrence Steele. Out of this list, in my opinion, this is just me. Don't shank me with the butter knife. My first order of business would be to re-sign the offensive lineman, and I will butter him up so much that I will say, "Hey, I want you to have the Tyron Smith contract." So now you secure your offensive lineman for at least 5 to 6 years, max. And that will be my first order of business. My second order of business is to work out a contract with Tony Pollard. Law, the order of importance still. Ooh, baby, man, Coach Marv, man, me and you on the same wavelength, baby. All right, he says the order of importance still is a RFA. He'll be here, okay? TP, well, you still have to pay him, though. Yeah, he's a restricted free agent, but you still got to pay him, right, Coach? But we still on the same page. Tony Pollard, Donovan Wilson, everything else can be replaced or have replacement in the buildings already. And granted, we can literally say that when I pull up this list again. Now, thank you so much, Coach Marv, for the help there. All right, so yeah, when we look at this list, yes, we drafted tight ends. We did, right? So we got tight ends that's on this list that we already drafted. Jake Ferguson, Peyton Hendershot, and let's not sleep on my guy number 84, Sean McEwen. He's no one to sneeze at as it relates to blocking. So those 3 tight ends, you can probably, and I'm not getting Schultz. Don't unblock me to block me back, right? You know, Schultz, it is what it is at this point. I don't think that you would now, if the Cowboys are not froggy with it, let them taste the open market. Cowboys, if y'all can do me one huge favor, please don't franchise tag nobody this year. Don't franchise tag them. Unless it's already agreed upon that they're going to sign a long-term contract and you just using that as a placeholder. Outside of that, please, for the love, don't franchise tag any player this year and next year and the year after that. Don't franchise tags. If you really pay attention to it, it cripples a team more. It cripples a team more. All right, so that's the story of another day. All right, the next order of business that my guy, Coach Marv, got on here is Donovan Wilson. He said that we may already have people to replace other guys. But before I go into Donovan Wilson, Leighton Vander Esch, great job by him. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to see Jabril Cox. I understand Devin Harper, he was hurt with the ruptured Achilles or what have you. So he was in and out. Damone Clark, we rushed him back. He looked phenomenal. Now he will have this year off-season training camp and all of that, right? He had his all back and neck all screwed up last year around this time. So I look at it like this. We can literally go into this draft and draft another linebacker to insert said linebacker. And trust and believe if they listen to Coach Marv, and if they go out there, let me scroll all the way back up and show Coach Marv some more love. If we go out there and pick up Ken Norton Jr. as the defensive coach for the linebackers, then maybe we will see Jabril Cox out there on the field. You know, maybe we get a chance to see Jabril Cox. Now, the only way you bring back LVE if you allow him to test the market, right, and no one bite, and then you will say, all right, LVE, we'll bring you in for a cup of coffee. I think that LVE on the tail end of last year played remarkable, phenomenal. But before we jump and pay LVE now, let's see what the market is really rendering to pay him. Let's see what his rate is, right? Let's see. Let's remove all doubts, all right? And my guy Lamont says, deep as this class is at running back, why bring back TP? It's time to move toward the future and get a third comp pick for TP. And we need still, he's harder to replace. Lamont, I was getting to that. I was getting around to that. God dog, man, I was getting around to that. Because it's crazy, man. It's crazy. You know why it's crazy, Lamont? That question is so hard to do. I just want to log off right now, man, and sip my coffee and sit on the couch. You know why that's so difficult? Because we seen TP, we never got a chance to see the full TP. We never got a chance to see all what he really can do. We never got a chance. We had a guy with Crayolas, you know, drawing up plays. And it's sullied TP. We didn't get a chance to see the full capacity of TP. And now that we finna move over to West Coast offense and a for sure person that know how to develop and run plays, you know, out of even the zone block scheme that Solari is going to bring to the table with his offensive lineman. And then we're going to have a more knowledgeable guy like Brian Schottenheimer, who, when you go back and look at the time span that he was with, even the Seattle Seahawks, they finished top 5 and top 10 in run. Oh, my goodness, man. Oh, and now we got to sit back and say, all right, let's move on from him. But what if he's everything? He could be everything. Or he could be nothing too, right? Would you rather move on from Zeke, or would you rather pay TP? That's going to be the questioning there. You know, that's going to be the solution to all of this, is what we're going to do in the future. And notable cuts, that is what this article that I'm going to bring up, that's what they're talking about. But Lamont, you hit me with this one. You hit me with this one. You did. This literally. Look, Jay Lombardi. Hey, he said move on from both of them. Ooh, I don't know, man. That's playing some Russian roulette right there, though, baby. You know what I mean? Come on, you moving on from both of them. That's literally you drafting with the 26th pick. The Dallas Cowboys select Beijing Robinson, Texas, you know, and then thank you for tuning in to the Law Nation Film Session as we take a deeper look at Robinson. You know, I want to be like Robinson, you know. Oh my goodness, man! And when you look at Robinson, and I don't get mad at that move, but he's like if Saquon Barkley and young Zeke had a baby mixed in with Todd Gurley. Before the injury, Gurley, you get Robinson, you get Beijing Robinson, you know, and I hope I'm saying Beijing or Beijing, you know, I don't know, but that's who you would get. He is that electric. He is that slippery. So I don't think that he will fall all the way to the 26th pick, though. I think somebody going to get greedy And they're going to be like, all right, cool, we're going to jump that. Now, you can go get my guy from Alabama, Gibbs, right? You can go grab him. Make Zeke a fullback. Yeah. Robinson runs like Emmett. I seen a little Saquon in him too, though. Lower body extremities. I'm not going to say how thick his legs are, but he do got that, and then he bursts and squirt out of there. He's short in stature, but he's tall too. You know, I don't know. He just got that crawl space when he run. Yeah, Robinson would be an Eagle just because they hate us. This is from Christopher. And they got all of the firepower. The Eagles, man, I know they secretly love us, man. Oh, they love us. They absolutely love us. Anytime we start talking glowingly of a player, that's who they gonna go get. That's who they gonna admire. They're gonna really go out there and grab. It just seems as if though that's the situation, and it started all the way back. Dallas Goedert, you know what I'm saying? They went and got him. You know, I heard whispers of the Cowboys was talking about Jalen Hurts. They wanted to. Then they go up there and they say, you know what? We know for sure they gonna jump in front of him before he falls to the third. You know, so many things, man. DeMarco Murray, yeah. Yeah, DeMarco Murray scenario. The only one that slipped through the finger cracks, or the fingertips, that's a better way to say it, was Micah Parsons. Yeah, that was the only one. Because, we'd be in bad shape if Micah Parsons fooled around and landed on the Eagles right now. Oh, my goodness, man. We would have been in bad shape. We'd have been in terrible shape, man. We'd have been looking at this. Riggs! I'm getting too old for this. It's been 30 years, Riggs. This movie was popular last time the Cowboys won it, you know? Jerry, man, what you got to do, man? What's going on, Jerry Wayne? You know, hey, all we got to do is make this move and make that move, man.
I ain't trying to be like 30 years ago. I ain't trying to make no comeback. I'm gone, and I want to stay gone.
Why, Jerry? Why you want to stay gone, man? All right, man. Law, watch what Denver do. TP and Rams will do with Zeke. They just waiting for us to cut. Facts. Yeah. We've seen this storyline before. I've seen people had the shovel, dug him up, put dirt all over him, and he still was running. I thought the dude was still going to run. His name is Frank Gore. Who remember Frank Gore? You know, I said, man, people said, he's washed, man. He's washed. And then all he did was move to one team to another team that believed in his philosophy, and that wash factor never showed up, right? And I'm not saying that that my guy would be like a Frank Gore, because I think Frank Gore can still play. Frank Gore can literally challenge my guy Emmitt Smith record if he really, really wanted to. Running back from UCLA, Zach, is it Charbonnet or Charbonnet? You know, it's him, Law. That's your pet cat. I'm going to look him up, fam. I haven't even made it to the running backs. Only I saw a spoonful of running backs, and not even they all 22s. Just mostly highlights and stuff like that. But as soon as I get around to it, y'all would know. We're going to have some shows this week. The final word 2 times this week. We're going to be diving into players, and we're going to be really digging it out of the mud beyond just the highlights or what have you. So just give me time. I'll get there, I promise you. But I'm still working my DBs now, and I'm going to switch over to safeties, and then I only saw a spoonful of wide receivers so far. So y'all give me a few time. We don't need 30 carry backs. You're right, unproven. I hate to take a page from the teams that make it to the Super Bowl, but I won't say it. You know, I would literally like to utilize more than one running back, though. I think the days of using only one running back is over with. I think the Cowboys should utilize multiple running backs. We've been banging on the table. But the OC for these last 3 to 4 years, he didn't know how to do that. He was still learning. And I'm not throwing any shade at that OC. It's just that we didn't know how to do it. It's like right now there's people watching this video. And if I can literally give them an automobile that's a stick shift, they be sitting there like, man, what I'm going to do with that, dog? I can't drive a stick. It'd be a grown man with full hair on his face. Can't get the car up the hill because he don't know how to drive a stick. They don't make him less of a man, but he just don't know how to drive it. And I for dog sure won't give him a nice little sports car to mess up that clutch, right? He gonna have to learn on he had to learn on an old car, man. You know what I mean? But that is what happened. So eventually, even Kellen Moore, although he's gone to the Chargers, eventually he'll learn how to drive that stick. And he may do wonders. You know, I can't believe this Eddie. He said, I can't believe Moore have a hype video. Yeah. I said, shoot, y'all need to make a hype video for the boys, you know. But neither here nor there. I agree with most of the things Coach Marv said, but Lamont just hit me really hard with that one. Here we go right here. Let me pull up this article. And they said notable cuts, and let me know how you guys feel about this. Bear with me. Boom. Here we go. This will be cut candidates right here. Now, that's Ezekiel Elliott, Tyron Smith, Jordan Lewis. Now, Jordan Lewis, his last play with us was an INT. Shout out to him, man. But if this is going to be a situation where we cut Tyron Smith and Zeke, Riggs! I'm getting too old for this. Riggs! All right, Coach Marv says, listen, we can let both go, but you must address it better than we address letting Cooper go. Yeah, that's what I was thinking the whole time. If we let both of them go, oh boy, I can only hear what the world will be said. So Ezekiel Elliott, if they move on from Zeke, right? If they decide to move on from Zeke, let's make this I'll draw a line through Zeke right now. And moving on from Zeke, obviously, the Cowboys might not view it that way, but Ezekiel Elliott averaged just 3.8 yards per carry this season and caught just 17 passes in the receiving game. The Cowboys could designate Ezekiel Elijah Elliott as a post-June 1 cut, saving them $10.9 million. Are y'all able to see that? Because right now we are $7 million under. So that put us right above waters, right? Given the Dallas Cowboys having so many free agents and little cap space, this seems like the right move. However, don't be surprised if Dallas tries to keep Ezekiel Elliott in 2023 to reduce the cap. How they can do that? They can extend. They can extend Ezekiel Elliott. The more difficult decision the Dallas Cowboys could do with is Tyron Smith, who has played just, and I'm going to put the circling of 17 games over here. He just played only 17 games in the last 3 years, and he will be 33 years old. And that's an old man for football world, right? In dog years and football years, they're kind of equivalent, right? But neither here nor there. It will save the franchise and organization $13.6 million. $13.6 million. So for those who do the quick math, what's 13 plus 10? Y'all, can y'all help a brother out with that math right there? You know, what's 13? We gonna round it up. Let's round it up. What's 14 because 13.6 is round up to 14, and then 11.9 is 10.9 is 11. So what is 11 plus 14? Y'all give me the quick math, man. Y'all give me the quick math, okay? And who we can sign with that? Another possible cap casualty is Jordan Lewis, who tore his ACL in 2020. He has now performed at replacement level in the last 3 years. As a result of that, the Cowboys could release him and put $4.6 million back on a tray. So what's the 24.5? We're gonna round up everything. And then you add the 4 to it. So that would be what? You give me the math on that one. So this is 11, this is 14, and this is 5. What's that? What's that number, y'all? That's how much money we can have left in the kitty. You know, so I look at it like this. There are possibilities and there are ways that this team can create money, but I look at it like this, man. Shoot. In order, and this is our biggest problem. Our biggest problem. Just as much as Jerry Jones loved his guys, let's be real. Can we be real? We love our guys too, right? We love Zeke. We love Tyron Smith. We love Jordan Lewis. We do. Well, I think I'm using the word love too easily, right? But at some point, you got $25 to $26 million that you can have. $31 million if you really. Akeem said, "Law, nah, dog. Speak for yourself, man." Riggs. Oh my gosh, Riggs. You know, man. You know that was Danny Glover only line in that movie. Y'all go back and watch the movie Lethal Weapon and just count how many times he said Riggs. That's all he said, and he said, "I'm getting too old for this." And the funniest part about Lethal Weapon, if you watch Lethal Weapon 1 and then you watch Lethal Weapon, the last one, I think it's Lethal Weapon 5 now, or 4 or 5, Riggs caught up with Danny Glover. Let me know if I'm wrong. Riggs caught up with Danny Glover, right? All right, so Scorpio says, Zeke saying, Riggs, I'm getting too old for this. Somebody gonna go watch that movie today. Watch. Somebody gonna be like, man, I'm gonna go watch Lethal Weapon. I'm gonna just put them on, all of them. Don't watch it on Tubi TV. If you watch Lethal Weapon on Tubi TV, all of those commercials and everything, shoot, all of those movies gonna be longer than the Titanic. You'll be forever. You will start a movie on Tubi TV at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it just be halfway through the movie by 4 o'clock that evening. I'd be like, man, Tubi TV's got all of the good movies, but they got commercials. All those commercials, man. You can't even skip them. Who got the hook up on Tubi TV without the commercials? Zeke is more likely to come back on a cheaper deal than to be cut. The same fans that hate him now will want him back next. Running back does something wrong. Next thing the running back does something wrong. Hit. Riggs! Riggs, I'm getting too old for this, man. All right, so you're right, man. Zeke is in that spot, whereas his production and his levels of what he brings to the table dropped off as soon as 2019 hit. And what else happened in 2019? Can somebody bring that up for me? What happened in 2019 as the offensive coordinator? Y'all let me know, man, what happened in that years, you know. Tubi TV be longer than glory. Longer than all of the roots too, man. Tubi TV. But Tubi TV go hard though. It go hard though, Sean. It go hard though, but it just be long, man. All of those commercials. So it's hard, man, to really do a fair assessment of Ezekiel because the offensive identity changed. And I know it sounds like, man, Law, man, you know, you just doing this, man.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now.
Y'all know that, man. Y'all know that's the truth, man. Tubi TV is something else, man. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. And they love horror movies. Yeah. Shout out to y'all, man. Watch 1, 2, 3. Y'all watching Lethal Weapon tonight. I already know. All right, so let's move on a little bit further. Offensive needs, man, for this team. We've been in that spot. I know we've been in that spot, and this article been off the chain. They say we need wide receiver. They say we need cornerback, and we need interior defensive line. The selfish part of me, knowing that if you get a stud defensive tackle, let's say you get a stud defensive tackle like a Deron Payne or someone, it automatically improves this right here, right? And on top of that, we may have some in-house corrections with this right here, believe it or not. And I know that you guys going to be looking at this saying, man, all right, let me show y'all how to draw a boy again, because I know how y'all thinking. Y'all thinking that Law don't know what he's talking about. But I'm telling you guys right now, this West Coast offense could improve that wide receiver class that we had last year. I'm not finna throw the baby out with the bathwater, because what can happen here is that now the receivers, they can just do receiver stuff, man. Receivers now can really, let me give this man a beer, man. Give the man a beer, man. Give him a beer gang. Now the receivers don't have to think when they out there, man. The receivers now can look at it and be like, all right, cool. We don't have these option routes anymore. We don't have to think about running a route anymore. We all we got to do now is get to that point, find get to that drag underneath, deep drag over top, tunnel screen here. Is going to be a lot of quick pass game. I don't want Simi Fehoko thinking on where he can find a soft spot in the zone. I want to hit Simi on a wheel. I want to hit Simi in the backfield. I want to see if he can run that 4-3-4 at that height and side. I want to see if we can utilize him. I want to see can Kavontae Turpin do those things, right? So we got speed. We just didn't know how to utilize said speed because we were using it the wrong way. We literally said, hey, put that knife down. Put that steak knife down. We're going to try to cut the steak with the butter knife. And that's what we've been doing. So let's utilize CeeDee Lamb inside the slot. Keep him on the outside occasionally. Let's go utilize the weapons that we got. Law, this is Coach Mar. Law, what's Zeke career yards per carry average? I have to pull that up. It's a good question there. That's a good question there. I don't know. Zeke. I can't spell today, too. Elliott. Pro Football Reference. I love Pro Football Reference. You go right here. Get out of the way. All right. And they should have it somewhere around here. I'm looking it up for you, Coach Marv. Anytime you, would that be in advanced stats analytics? Where we at? All right, and we go to advanced. No, it's a career. No one of y'all got it right now. God dog it! I went to click the wrong one. Hold on, y'all. Bear with me, man. Y'all bear with me. Hail Mary. Advance. Where the advance went to? All right, here we go. Advance game log. It'd be advance. We'd be in the career splits, maybe. Let's go with career splits. I bet you somebody else already got it. 4.4 Trenton. Where you went to go get that at, Trenton? Where you went, Trenton? Where you went to? ESPN probably have it better. I should have went to ESPN. Okay, here we go. Huddle. Huddle, inside the huddle, I like it better this way. Okay, inside the huddle, 4.3. No huddle, 5.1. Shotgun, 4.4. Under center, 4.3. And those are your breakdowns right there via splits. ESPN, bro. Okay, but ESPN don't give you the detailings like this. On first downs, it's 4.6, 4.2 over his career. What other number I can use? First and 10, 4.8. So overall, he's like 4.5, overall. So what happened here is that we can literally look at this data and say, all right, cool. On his first maybe 2 or 3 years, his numbers were so high, right? And then after his first 3 or 4 years, it went down. So we can look at it from that perspective. And I can tell y'all right now that if I were to do a scale from 2019 to now, then we probably see some different variations of numbers, right? So he was the rushing leader, and 3.8 don't look bad, do it? 3.8, Coach Marv. That number, I know for sure. Let me go to Joe Mixon because he's a pretty good running back, right? And if I go to Joe Mixon, see, he's 3.8. That's on Pro Football Focus. It's 3.8, and I think I looked this up before. He's a younger back, and he was like 3.9 something, although he probably be in jail now. He ain't playing no more, y'all. He should be suspended for the rest of his career probably. So he's 3.9. So you can contextualize it that way. Yep. But at this point, is 3.8. Name me who was the best running back this year, ladies and gentlemen. Can y'all put that running back name down so I can go pull him up on Pro Football Focus? Who was the rushing leader this year? Who was the rushing leader this year? Let me know. Who was the rushing leader this year? Josh Jacobs. Okay, appreciate you. Josh Jacobs. Okay. Boom. Y'all be knowing it. You guys be knowing it. So that's a whole lot different, man. From 3.8 to 4.9, close to 5 yards per tote. And somebody said Derrick Henry. And let me pull up. That's a whole lot different. That's 1,600 yards, 12 touchdowns too. All right, and he's 4.4. So, and 1,500 yards, and he's second. So, yeah, I mean, that's a whole lot different, though, I should have carries 349. Let me see how many carries Josh Jacobs had. 339. Please, Zeke, please don't have 300 carries. All right, 210. All right, 230. So, yeah, that is kind of, he still had close to 300. So, but they had way, way more carries and plus better yards per numbers. But I'm not finna put Zeke and Josh Jacob and Henry in the same realm right there. But at one point in time, Zeke was. So let's just get away from this topic. Run, Law. I'm running, y'all. I'm running like Zeke. All right, so they said free agent targets. I'm going to scratch out this name right here. I don't think the Cowboys should be entertaining Randall Cobb. I would bring Ashawn Robinson in for a cup of coffee. That's a plus right there. And Odell Beckham. I look at Odell Beckham. It's something that the franchise and organization been talking about for many a moons. They've been spoiling the kid. They've been bringing him in for a cup of coffee, taking him to the Mavs game, shooting dice with him, playing pool, and going bowling with him and everything else. So let's not do all of that in vain and bring the man in for a cup of coffee. And that's just what it is. I think that's what they're going to probably do. I'm not saying that they should, but that's what they're going to do. They're going to bring in Odell Beckham. Now, to contextualize all of this, let me put some context behind this. Give me a yes or no on this one, ladies and gentlemen. Around this time last year, was Michael Gallup working out? Yes or no? Let me see what y'all say. Around this time last season, was Michael Gallup working out? Yes or no? And I ain't talking about Odell. So the answer is no. So from my knowledge and from my understanding how this works is that at least we seen Odell Beckham cutting, working out, doing some things out there on the field, doing calisthenics, running routes or what have you, and that's just what it is. He's working out. That's a plus for him. Also, although Michael Gallup is getting cleanup surgery and things like that, Michael Gallup N-E-E-D, need to be in training camp this year and doing all of the offseason workouts. He need to be in preseason game, etc. But what we can't do, again, is say, all right, hey, he had offseason stuff, man. He got some other things that he's dealing with, and we hear the whole story again about James Washington. You know what I mean? Because that's just what it was. James had injuries after injuries after injuries. And even when you understand this, sometimes the universe, the world will give you a warning sign to let you know that you need to start replacing or figuring out something to make sure that you won't be in the same situation that you were in last season. And the warning signs may be the knick-knacks. It may be those little small injuries. I'm going to use the car as analogy again. There are some people riding around. With the check engine light on their car, right? There's some ladies and some guys riding around with the oil light on so long that the oil light is flickering. You know what I mean? And it's letting you know that it's time to change the oil. But some people have the mindset to say, it's good. All I need to do is just put gas in the tank. No need to change the oil. And by the time they change the oil, it's slugged, right? It is tar pulling out of it. But when this car itself giving you warning signs, hard to crank up, engine don't really want to turn over, the car shaking, you know what I'm saying, doing a Harlem shake, is doing all of those things. Just go ahead and replace or go get those things fixed. It's at least giving you warning signs, right? The sensor could be broke. That was Verdi said the sensor could be broke. But why the sensor is broke when you did over 4,000 miles, man? You know, hey, man, you know, the sensor broke. I ain't going to want to change the oil. You know, after so many miles, you supposed to get your oil changed anyhow, regardless of whether or not the sensor is broke or not, right? You know, so here's my thoughts on this. And I saw what you said, Coach Marv, at $20 million with the question mark. I'm not going to give Odell Beckham no $20 million. No. But I'm bringing him in for a cup of coffee, and I'm saying, okay, you need to run X, Y, and Z routes. I need to see you for X, Y, and Z things. And then you can slowly bring up Jalen Tolbert. You can slowly look into this draft, and maybe you draft a Jalen Hyatt, right? Maybe you draft, a Mingo, right? Maybe you draft, who knows? But you got to make sure that at least you have some things that's put in place. That's all I'm saying. Don't go into this draft without securing, because it'll be back-to-back years, whereas you got rid of Amari Cooper and you leaned on a guy coming off of an MCL tear or ACL injury, right? And then you coming off of a guy with the ponytail Simi Fehoko, right? You don't know what you got out of him. He's still developing. And you drafted Jalen Tolbert, who got beat out by Dennis Houston, right? So maybe those guys can be better, but I would not lean on that. Cobb's finna turn 33. That's rules to just move on from him. But I would love this pickup right here with Ashawn Robinson, and it could be some other guys that's out here. And these are our draft picks for this 2023 season. We got number 26, 58, and 90, and 129, and 163, and then we got a gang of compensatory picks, right? They did a wonderful job with this mock draft. Let's go over this mock draft, and these are possibilities. I don't like yet. It's Ghostface, Thriller, yes. Odell Beckham with incentive, contract. That's what I would do. That's what I do. Brandon Cooks, that's what I would do too. You know, but I would not. But see, the only thing about that, Sean, Brandon Cooks, appreciate you on the Facebook. The only thing that I don't like about that is the Texans may get greedy. They may get greedy, and they're gonna want more and more for the bang of his bucks, right? They may want some recoups of their draft picks or things like that. So here, before I go into this mock draft, and it's a wonderful one, we can play. Look, just like the stock market, there's only 3 moves you can make. There's not a 4th or a 5th one. It's not. There's only 3 moves you can make. You can buy, sell, or stay put. Those are the only 3. Now, there's many strategies. You can go long, you can go short. You know, some people like to swing trade or what have you. You can do all of those other things. But people that's commenting right now, you are in the stock market right now. And you're doing one of those 3 things. You buying, you selling, or you stay put. That's just what it is. There's no other move. You can't buy and sell at the same time, and you can't stay put and buy at the same time. Those are your 3 options. So when we look into this, the Dallas Cowboys with this cap situation is going to be an automatic time for teams to start getting rid of some of their veterans, getting rid of some of their guys to get up under the cap. Some people are going to have to do some restructures. Some people it's going to be some hard cuts by March. It's going to be, that new season going to be fire, baby. Because we're going to be like, oh, no, they got rid of this guy? Lord, are there any truth to this? Let's look at this scheduling right here. This is Cap Space by overthecap.com. And I'm going to bring them up in 1 second. Boom. Bada boom. I thought I had the visuals up here. Boom. Here we go. Let's look this up. And I love what they bring to the table. You see these teams down here? We already know that they got to do something with this $60 million. They got to get up under the cap. They got to get back up top. So we know what we can start doing as a strategy is start looking at the Saints roster and seeing who they might want to parlay with. Because I'm quite sure that the Saints, and this is all before the draft, ladies and gentlemen, they are $60 million. That's why I say there's no such thing as cap hell, right? Let me make this thing a little bit prettier for everyone so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. Because a lot of people, if you miss this, you miss the meat. You miss the good meat, man. There's good meat in this thing. There's some good players on the Saints, and they're going to have to get rid of those good players. And what you can't do is show your hand. This is us Cowboys. We right here. You can't show your hand on who you like. You can't. You got to play indifferent. If you are already out there saying, hey, man, I would love Michael Thomas, or I would love the interior guy, his name at the tip of my tongue, I would love X, Y, and Z player, then they will offer, hey, we would trade this guy, and the price of that bag went up. So either you got to know that they're going to have to make some cuts. Right? They're going to have to make some cuts. So what I encourage you guys to do to help me out, y'all find Y'all find those Saints players that's good over there. And y'all report it back to me like, hey, Law, this guy right here is pretty good on the Saints, man. Can you give me some film analysis on that guy? The Bucks, they got some good guys over there. They do. They're going to have to cut somebody. They in $55 million under. 55. Let's see how that salary cap hell thing work out for them, right? The Vikings, $23 million. Let me know of any good player over there so we can start doing our homework. The Jags, all of that money that they supposed to have because they got their quarterback on a rookie's contract, shoot, they $22 million under. Let me know of some good guys that's on that team that they're going to have to get rid of. Oh, my goodness, man. I done already almost messed myself over here, Kenyatta. Lattimore. Ooh. Hey, man, if there's a way, man, if I can get Lattimore and Diggs on the same time on this team and have Bland inside, man, oh, my goodness, man. Boy, oh, boy. Oh, my goodness, man. You just made my day if that can happen. I forgot about Lattimore. The Titans. Shoot, they got a guy named Byard, right, Kevin? Shoot, I would love to have him here. They're going to have to get up under that million. Now, these teams going to restructure and keep some of the good guys. But I would love to have Simmons. Simmons over there on the Titans, the big guy that's down inside. The Chargers, they $20 million in the hole. They already talking about getting rid of Keenan Allen. Bills, Tremaine Edmonds, he could be a cap casualty. You know, the Packers, who they got over there would you guys love to see? The Dolphins, the Browns, the Rams, Panthers, and the Cowboys. We gonna get rid of all people. So it's gonna be some switch arounds that gonna happen one way or another. Alan Lazard, yeah. So what we need to do first before the draft. Let me go here. Bam. Before the draft, we're going to have to figure this out. These teams, drop my magic mark again here. These teams, there should be some type of movement. They can't keep all of their guys. And that is the reality of it. Byron might come back home. I wouldn't mind that. No to Ramsey, Cowboys hard hitter. Ooh. You know, you might look at Ramsey for what he did last year, but shoot, Ramsey on this team with confidence, defensive front, they can get some pressure. We've seen what Ramsey looked like when the team is able to get pressure. I would take Ramsey over Byron Jones right now. I would take Ramsey over bringing back Anthony Brown and Jordan Lewis. I would take Ramsey, and don't get me wrong, I know people going to look at the stat lines and these sorts of things, but I would literally take Ramsey. Paris Campbell, Tyler Lockett, yeah. Will McClay responsible for the free agent scouting. Yeah, but he can – Will McClay got this duty. It's like when the kids ask for ice cream, it's up to the parents to say yes. You know, I want ice cream. You picking them up from school, and the parents still driving, and it goes all the way back to this right here.
The Rams got rid of all their picks. What is the Cowboys plan to kind of get you what you need, another championship?
I'm reluctant, even though by nature I'm a wildcatter. Anybody that thinks I won't take a chance has misread the tea leaves. Think longer term, and I'm real hesitant to bet it all for a year. In essence, we're seeing a couple of teams that have had some real success putting it all out there and paying for it later. In Philadelphia and Los Angeles. Don't think that doesn't pop my head and get my eye as far as doing it, and I know how to do that. That's pretty impressive to have two teams in the last 2 years empty the bucket and get to the Super Bowl. My point is that I do know how to take risk. They're absolutely right. We have been in the middle here for a few years. I like where we are right now.
Yeah. Mortimer. Hey, man. Hush. He like me right there. Riggs. I get too old for this, Riggs. my thing is, y'all, he's a wildcatter, right? And he said he liked to take risks. And I get where he's saying collectively. I'm only picking at him when he said he like where he's at. He's in the middle. I'm only picking at him. He's saying as relates to now that he likes where he's at. But in order, Riggs, Jerry, but in order for this team to get over the hump, we're going to have to do things we're going to do things different. We do. He used to be a wildcatter. Yeah, Gilbert, you're right. I think that his son, who's more calculated with the money and will lean on caution, right? He wears the protection at all times with his lady. That's just who he is. Stephen Jones is the dude that say, I'm going to make the safe move, not the risk move. He didn't want to bring in Prime. I'm quite sure during that time frame, he probably didn't want to execute the Charles Haley deal, right? And he knows how to tell his father, hey, father, daddy, let's not do the Joey Galloway deal, which he was probably right. Let's not do the Roy Williams situation, which he was probably right. And he probably told his father, let's not do the Brandon Carr situation. And he was probably right with that. He was right. So he would tell his father, hey, remember when I was right? And remember what I saved you from with Johnny Manziel. Remember me. Remember who I am. I'm your son, your own flesh and blood. Huh? So he's going to be that guy, Reggie. Reggie J says, Cap Boy. I agree with Jerry Law. So, yeah, and I know what you're saying. You agree with the latter part of what he's saying. He likes where we are at. But just to get us a little bit over the edge, we're going to have to do some things that we didn't do last year. And that is pushing the envelope just a little bit. I think a third of you guys agree with this. We don't want to go out there and go crazy. We just looking for one or two guys. Let me know in the chat, And Jerry, he's not steering his ship. It's Stephen Jones' time. Y'all talking about new eras and stuff like this. This is Stephen Jones' era. Jerry can move his weight around a little bit, but the players know which button to push. Because Stephen Jones, although he was right and he was wrong at the same time with the DeMarcus Lawrence contract, right? He didn't want to give y'all who remember that? Right? DeMarcus Lawrence was like, nah, dog, I'm not finna sign that. Get your daddy on the phone. And Stephen Jones was like, all right, cool, I'm going to get my daddy on the phone. Because remember, he wanted to only give him 10 on his extension. So although Jerry got a little power, it's not the ultimate power. And when the players know how to sway that, and they know how to lean on one to put one against the other, you see these things. That's why I said, as above, so below. When there's confusion, when you are not all agreeing on one thing, there's chaos. And I get how support will go. I get how that will go. There will be people, write this down, y'all. There will be people willing to travel miles to bury you. Family members willing to travel miles to bury you, but will not walk across the street if they stay next door to you to support you while you're alive. Let that sink in. B. Bird, they sound like they more interested in running a profitable business rather than winning a championship. He hasn't taken the chance since Brandon Carr. Those are facts. B. Bird. Riggs! Riggs, that's just how it goes, man. So shout out to B-Bird for that super chat, though. Let me go with this right here. And that's just the flow in their business model. But let me say this, though. If Will McClay was the general manager, let me show you the proper chain of commands on how this would work. You have your owner who sits high, who then will talk to the general manager. And the owner will hold the general manager accountable for the results, right? So the general manager in return would be like, hey, I got to put food on the table. I need to make sure that I got the right and proper coaching staff available. I need to make sure that everyone is singing. Old folks say this all the time, from the same hymnal. I need for making sure that everybody is on the same page. So the general manager will be responsible for the coaching and the talent level that he go out there and seek, and he'll have his subordinates up under him. From there, the general manager is over the coaching staff. The coaching staff will be over the players. The players will report back to the coaching staff on how things work, and they will be looking for the results. And that goes back to the general manager. Now, in this structure, you get rid of all of the middle part. You got the owner, who's the owner, general manager, the evaluator, all of the semi-coach. Hey, I need to see more out of such and such. I need to see 88. The numbers are down. I need to see more jerseys sold this month. You know what I mean? I need to have the promotion team to make sure when you go through that atrium, I need to see 21. Can you do something for me? And I need to see the quarterback on this commercial at this time over this overlay, et cetera, et cetera. Jerry Jones is all of those guys. So when things go bad, he is not going to fire himself. He is not going to hold himself accountable. He will say, hey, if I'm fired, if I could fire myself, I would by now, right? So this is a mom and pop's business looking for a Fortune 500 company results. It's a reason why a mom and pop business is a mom and pop business and can't do the numbers that Walmart does or that Target does or what any other Fortune 500 grocery store, etc., or business do. Now, granted, money is money. That's why it says money, my need. You know what I'm saying? I need the money. And money answereth all things, right? So the money part of it is that they love to make the money. And when we start talking about, hey, well, Law, Jerry did say that there's not a check that he would not be willing to write if he knew that he can win the Super Bowl. And that's bullshit, because there's pride that comes before writing the check. Because I need to have the credence and the validation from the people to let people know that I was in control. When the whole time, ladies and gentlemen, when you win it all, they're going to give you the credit anyway. But it's to who is going to give you the credit that counts the most. Right? Y'all can call me trash all you want. Y'all can say, Law, you're horrible. You suck. You ain't nothing. It goes down like water on a duck's back. But let my mama say it. Let my brother say it, right? It cuts a little different. When somebody close to you or when you trying to get in part of a certain community and they are the ones that's critiquing you and saying that you are less than, it hurts different. Right? Spencer says, appreciate you, my dog. Where is that Jerry Jones who said, I'm bringing the weather you like it or not? You know, Jerry gone. He left when this movie left. He left when that movie left. Riggs, I'm getting too old for this, Riggs. That's just how it goes, man. So when we go back and let's look at this contract situation. Let's pull it up right quick. And this is the money part of it, the part that nobody want to talk about, right? Pull it over. Can y'all see it? Can y'all see it? Dak Prescott. Here we go right here. Let's go over the Dak Prescott thing, and then we'll jump into the mock draft, and then we'll open up the lines. So get yourself together. All right, so his base salary is $31 million. He had a $13 million signing bonus. A restructure bonus was close to $5 million. And his cap hit, he's taking 21.48% of the cap hit. Let me get where my sound at right now. Let me get that sound. If they cut Dak Prescott today, they will have to eat $89 million of dead money. The hit will also be $49 million, which will be split upon, I guess, between June 1st or what have you. And I think you can't do any of these things until after the season kickoff, so you can't really cut him right now for any of these implications to occur. So what I was trying to tell all of you guys yesterday that you guys would love to argue with me is that when you see your car that you're still making payments on get a flat or somebody slice the tires, you don't trade the whole car in. You're still making payments. And you for dog sure when you're upside down on the car, you don't want to get rid of it and still make payments on it while you don't even have the car there, right? So what you can go back and get out of the feelings part of it and say, all right, I do know that this automobile can at least get me to 12 wins, all right? Or I do know that this vehicle right here, Dak Prescott, can at least keep us above 500. It can at least take me from Mississippi to California. I know I can drive it. It may not be the best drive possible, but I know I can get there. So what are the things that I can do along this journey to alleviate this? Now, you can either change the things that's been blinking, the oil change, or change the doggone transmission fluid, get some new stuff, get some stuff repaired to it and fix it up a little bit and make the ride a little bit more comfortable, right? But some people know that once that head gasket is warped, there's nothing you can do about it, right? You had to get a whole new engine. So what I'm saying is right now, there's nothing we can do about this, and I for dog sure is not finna eat $89 million just for the save face, right? The next big cap hit is DeMarcus Lawrence. Can y'all see that? Just give me a thumbs up in the chat if y'all can see D-Law, right? Signing bonus of $8 million, base salary is $15 million. He restructured for $3 million. His dead money is $35, so you can't get rid of him. I'm not finna take that hit. And then Zach Martin, I think Zach Martin is office furniture. Terrence Smith, we already talked about that, how much money you can save, etc. And then we talked about Ezekiel Elliott contract. You can save X amount of money because he's on the wits ends of his contract and he's only counting 7% of the cap, 7%. It's only those two things. But these two, let me make this a little bit better. These two things right here is where your biggest cap hit, D-Law and Dak Prescott. Now, this is not my money, but Michael Gallup is sitting out here. You don't want to take that $19 million cap hit at all, or dead money, or $13 million cap hit if you get rid of them. So what you want to do is you want to bet on your bet. You want to see. You want to literally see, can he really bounce back? And I know it's blurry. Y'all might have to zoom in. It's blurry? Yeah, y'all have to zoom in. But just go by what I'm saying. That you had to screenshot it and zoom in. Matter of fact, let me help y'all out. If you click this link, it will take you right to the page that I'm talking about. And remember what I said, it's probably be better to wait because you're going to have more and more after once the season starts. You're going to have more and more people out there on the market. You'll see some hard cuts, and these are the people that these teams are going to have to get down to. And that's the bottom line, unfortunately. Ladies and gentlemen, there we have it right there. Ladies and gentlemen, Zeke can walk. Was on the record when we say saying he would restructure his contract. Yeah, Zeke was on the record saying that he will restructure his contract. I can't wait to talk to West Coast today. He talked to Zeke's father, and they said that they were not taking any pay cuts, etc. So we'll see how all of this work out about his base salary, what you can save or what have you if you cut him or what have you to 10.9. And then you'll eat the money the next year and things like that. So we will find out. Everybody else allegory, everybody else contract is on accounting fractions and pennies and things like that. Won't give you much outside of Jordan Lewis. He can save about $5 or $6 million, well, $4 to $5 million there. So that was from SpotRack.com. Let's go over this one right quick, and then we'll open up the phone lines. As a matter of fact, while I'm doing that, just you guys can just be sure to get ready to call in and save your spot. The number will be at the top of the screen. It is 657-390-7391. That's the number there, okay? All right, so on their mock draft, which I kind of like this one, they got us selecting with the 26th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select Joey Porter. I'm thinking that we turning back with flips right about now. I think that we be happy, joy type of movement. You getting a guy that cover every blade of grass, right? And on top of that, you know he come from a good pedigree from a background perspective, since we passed up on another guy who father played in the National Football League. I know for sure y'all would love that 1,000%, right? And then with the 58th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select another Jalen, but this time it's Hyatt. You know what I mean? And this dude, I'm telling you, if you're looking for a burner, because we've been needing this, right? Who was the last burner, true burner we had? Rocket Ismail? Y'all let me know, when was the last time we had a good burner, though? A burner. I'm talking about burn. It burns. When was the last time we had a good burner? When was the last time? You know, Joey Porter is a dog. An aggressive wide receiver that can take the top off the defense, who can pull the ball down inside. Okay. Terry Glenn, yeah, who call him She. Miles Austin, until he messed with the Kardashians. Bullet Bob Hayes. All right, so T. Watt, man, he's 33, man, but I feel you. And we ain't talking. Look, T. Williams, shout out to him, Terrence Williams. You know, it just seems as if, though, he was always falling when he caught the ball, though. Cavante Turpin, we got Cavante Turpin, but okay, so he was a burner. Neon Dion, okay. Oh, boy said,
Smoke weed every day.
oh, my God, old boy said that my guy Randy Gregory, whose father still watched this channel, by the way. His father is a Cowboy fan. Shout out to him. All right, and then with the 90th pick, the Cowboys select. This is a good draft, man. TCU's guard, who they gave them a C+ grade, but I think Steve will be inserted right on in. We got to start thinking about long terms, and on top of that, why not get a guard who can be your swing guard, who can fight for that spot since Connor McGovern is gone? And on top of that, what would you do with Tyler Smith? Will he continue to be a left tackle, or will you squeeze him back at guard? Would you go out there and grab another tackle? It's so many things, so I wouldn't mind this pickup at all. I'm going to give them – make this a B, man. What's wrong with them, man? Make them a B. Make it a B, all right? Spears. With the 129th pick in the 4th round, the Cowboys select Taji Spears. That's how you say that man's name. Y'all let me know because I'm going to mess up some names. We got him, okay? This draft ain't bad at all. Leave Tyler at tackle. This is from David Lee. Okay, this is a good draft, though, by the way. All right, with the 163rd pick of the 2023 draft, the Cowboys select Peyton Wilson. Tajay, appreciate you, man, Kai. You're the real one. All right, so that's not bad at all. And on top of this, we know what we did in the 5th round last year with my guy, DeRon Bland. Then we fool around and go get Darius Rush. Oh, my goodness. That will be – this draft is – they gave us a D-plus grade. Shame on them. But I would tell you, under this system and under this philosophy, shoot, that's going to be at least a C-plus to a B. So shame on them.
Shame.
I'm override.
Shame.
I'm going to override that.
Shame.
I'm giving them a B on that one, man. All right, and in the 5th round again, the Dallas Cowboys select with the 176th pick, the Dallas Cowboys pick up Max Duggan, baby. Ooh, they gave us a big fat L for that. How dare them? All right, let's give them make that an A, right? How they gonna give us a big old fat F on that one? Do you guys or would you guys like to do the Duggan? You know what I mean? Would you guys like that? You know what I'm saying? What? And you give him number 15. You know, give that man number 15. Give that man his number. Hell no. Burner Count says reach. Charles White says hell no. Yes, Duggan, please. But I guess what a lot of people, Max is a 7th round draft pick, though. That's from APJR. I think Max will work wonders in the West Coast system, right? And we'll see. All right. He didn't look that good in the Senior Bowl, by the way. And then he didn't look that good. He didn't look that good at all in that Georgia game. Who remember that game? Let me know. If you're a TCU fan, let me know if you're a TCU fan. Max Duggan is Brock Purdy. Hendon Hooker from Tennessee. Yeah, Hendon is pretty good too. All right, so let's look at DJ for the 206. The Dallas Cowboys select DJ Dale, baby. They give us a B- with that. We need an interior defensive guy with a threat. How you guys feel about Dale? Y'all let me know. We'll get over the 28-year hump law. Max Duggan will get us over. Okay. Hendon tore his ACL. It hurts. And then we go get Nick Saldiveri. I think that's how you say that name. And then we'll go get this guy from Boise that I'm going to have to look up tape on. And I'm weary of Boise guys, but I'm going to take a look at these two guys right here. And I got to look at some more of tape of DJ Dale. But for all my Roll Tide people, man, Roll Tide, let me know what y'all think of DJ Dale in the 6th round. Y'all let me know. Appreciate y'all so much, man, for tuning in and being part of this episode today. And if you like what you heard today, hit that like button, share this content, let a friend or a neighbor know. Low key, this mock draft went hard though. I wouldn't be mad at this mock draft at all. I wouldn't be mad at that mock draft at all.
There are 3 participants in the conference. Please announce yourself.
Y'all screenshot that draft right there. I will literally, the first 4 picks, I would love that. Coach Marv, you're live.
What's going on, Law? Let me tell you, man. I know y'all gonna shank me with the butter knife, and I know there's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna disagree on this because I know we as Cowboy fans are so eager after 28, 29, or almost 30 years that we need to get to that, back to that Super Bowl team. But I agree with Jerry, where we at. And to build long-term domination, you ain't gonna do it like the Rams. You ain't gonna do it like going all out and saying we gonna win. But it's always gonna come down to who makes the plays in the game.
Right.
I would say that we didn't do enough. If we were a badly making the playoff type team, we didn't have a good record, I would say, well, man, we gotta fulfill this roster or do some things. I would probably be on board with that. We have done a great job of drafting. We have a multiple amount of guys on the Pro Bowl. We lost a game by 7 points where they made plays when they had the opportunity, and we didn't when we had the opportunity. And some of the people that did make those plays are guys that we really depend on. That's with interceptions. Some other guys that we really that are superstars on this team that didn't make the plays. But I don't think the receiver corps lost us the game in Green Bay.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah, Coach.
I don't think the receiver corps lost us the game in Jacksonville when we just gave up a lead.
I see where all you going at with that, right? And I feel
well,
it's been.
Let me say this right now. I just wanted to get this out. Because I understand where we going. I understand where everybody's at.
Mm-hmm.
But the two dominating teams in the last maybe 15 years was maybe a New England team that they didn't go all out every time to get someone. And another dominating team in the NFC maybe not have won a Super Bowl, but has been there multiple times. And I know people going to say, well, the San Francisco 49ers got McCaffrey. But if you look at the rest of the team, it's a homegrown built team. And they needed a running back because they didn't have a running back at that time because their running back was hurt. So they did make a move. But that team is homegrown built. And it's built solid to be there every year. Every year. Not just a flash in the pan and then back it down at the bottom. It's built to be there every year. And I just think at this particular time, we do need to make that better acquisition, that maybe that one key acquisition. But you pinpointed it, Law, and it is very important we understand. If you're going to go this route of building a team and building it for a long haul and building it for the draft, your coaching staff and your philosophy of your coaching staff has to be rock solid.
Yeah, but
because
Coach,
you ain't gonna be able to overrun that.
I feel what you're saying, but when I go over the New England Super Bowl eras, the way they won, I see a Stephon Gilmore. I see a Darrell Reeves.
That's 1 year, Law. That's just 1 year. Tell me some more. Tell me some more that they got.
I see it Talib.
That's a piece. The foundation was home built. You could get a piece here and there.
That's what I think. Here and there. I think that's what we all been begging. Like we get that you don't want to go all the way in, but can we meet somewhere in the middle? Can you go out there and get a new modern day Stephon Gilmore like the Patriots did, or Talib, or to dig around and go get Darius. Revis Island was Revis, man. You know.
But what happened though, Law?
Well, go talk to
when we look at it sometimes, when we look at it, yes, hindsight is 20/20.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go in there saying, okay, I like Gallup, Gallagher's coming up. I think he's going to be healthy. We think he's going to emerge.
Right.
And he doesn't. You can't go in there and say, well, you know something? Well, we should have done something. Yes. But when you, in case of all that, you still was a 12-5 team, which you should have been a 14-3 team or 15-2 team.
Yeah.
And you were several points away from getting to the next round if you make 2 or 3 plays.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel.
And I understand the losses mount up, and we say, oh man, well, you know that. But this ain't fantasy football where you can just pluck a guy and say, man, we're gonna do this. You still gotta make plays, but you got to be able to utilize what you have to the fullest. And regardless of the talent, we all have said what we had, we didn't utilize to the fullest.
Yeah, what we had, we didn't utilize to the fullest. And with the way we processing this out, it's going to be shift blaming. And it's going to be either the running back, or it's going to be the quarterback, it's going to be the wide receiver or the coaching staff. But the known constant on this thing been the front office.
Well, the front office, you know something?
Talk to me.
You know, let's be realistic. Jared doing it just like he won the last Super Bowl. He ain't winning in free agency. He brought a guy in here and there. When Dion brought in, when he brought Charles Haley, the foundation came from homegrown players.
Yeah, but the homegrown, most of that came from Jimmy Johnson. And then, you know, when they
there you go.
Philosophy
there you go.
With Russell Maryland and all of those boys, man, we were top, man. It's hard for us to try to put that back in.
And a lot of those are late round draft picks.
Right.
They developed guys, and when they needed a guy to say, okay, let's get this one guy, this 2 guys to maybe to push us over the top. Sometimes they didn't get it, but you have to make the plays and do those things. But that's why that team was built to win 3 out of 4 years.
Yeah.
The Rams are built to win 1 year, and this is what they'll be for. And they probably be the same way they are this year, next year.
Would you take that now, though, Coach? Would you take winning the Super Bowl?
Well, I mean, yeah. Listen, if we want to take that, yeah, we want to take that. But listen, I'm a Cowboy fan,
right.
And a Cowboy fan. Listen, and Law, you're a Cowboy fan,
right.
And yes, it's been 29 years, right? But we're not just used to just getting flash in the pans. Cowboy fans are used to dominate. When we get good, we dominate for stretches.
No.
That's what we
No. The Cowboys just okay. Is this breaking news, y'all? No, I'm talking about this breaking news that they putting Tony Pollard on the franchise tag.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, they putting him on the franchise tag because they may be trying to hold up because they already know they already know what's going to happen.
Man.
As soon as his name hit the board, Sean Payton is going to get him, and he's going to make him an all-pro running back that's going to be NFL greatness.
Man, I appreciate it, Coach Baum. I thank you so much for calling in. Thank you, fam.
All right, bro.
Man, let me make sure, man. Let me measure twice. Is that real news or fake news? Let me make sure. Who else reported? I gotta have more than one person. Let me see. Who else reported that? That's true? Is that true? Who else I need to go check out? Let me see. Let me put Tony Pollard up in here. That's 12 minutes ago. That's NFL, the JPA. I don't know, man. My thing is with the. I'm telling you guys once again, go back and look at the last 10 teams to win the Super Bowl. Go through that list, comb through that list, and see what they did in free agency. See who they put on the free franchise tag. And then we will look at all of this. The franchise tag is only $10 million, but every dollar count. Look, before the start of the year last season, and I know people going to talk about the quarterback and these sorts of things, but we had more money than the Philadelphia Eagles. We had $22.6 million. They had right at 22-something million dollars. Look, by us franchise tagging a player that you can't prorate it, you can't take a little piece of it and spread it out over the years, it's a big cap hit. It's literally just like that. So my thing is, I'm not getting mad at the franchise tag. Shout out to TP. I want him to get his money. Like I wasn't mad at Dalton Schultz. Shout out to him for go get his money. But when you franchise tag, put it like this, great teams don't franchise tag their players. That's all I'm going to say. It's equivalent to going down there to the check cashing place and you check cashing things, right? It don't work because you're going to pay more for the player than you necessarily want. And then the bag is going to be even more the next year. You know, but you can't put somebody on a franchise tag to go over the negotiations and the contract, and then you can release the franchise tag. But I truly believe that it's hustling backwards. I got my guy from the 206. You in the mix?
What up, Lock?
What's good, man? Talk to me, man.
Well, I gotta go with the coach. I gotta agree with the coach. And you know me, I always told you, if we would have won them 2 games, we'd have been 14-3, home field, have a chance to win again. But the dumb offensive coordinator messed up all the receivers, messed up their mind with them dumb routes. So we got to stop blaming Mr. Jones now. You know, they make mistakes too with where they got an F at was when they did Amari Cooper. That's the only F I'm going to give them. Other than that, no. They had a chance. We had the weapons. We didn't use none of our weapons, none of our speed, and we kept running them stupid curl routes, and everybody know our route free. So when you know that, they going to give us. You see what I'm saying? But now, a whole offense, they got a scheme with the new run, and they got we're going to have screens, a better run. We're going to be running for purpose, and now our receivers get to play the right way. They ain't got to be thinking. So it's going to come down to the receiver who has the better hands and who makes the plays. That's who's going to make the team now. They ain't got to worry about that Kellen Moore. And it's going to have Tolbert, Simmons. They're going to have all the receivers. And whoever they draft, I like that draft you got. But in the 3rd round, I'd rather get the big D tackle from Baylor. That's got 354 to go with. And we sign Hankin back. You know what I'm saying? But you could make you could play with 2 players. I'd rather get to now. I don't want the receiver. I'd rather sign my boy Big Payne to go with Hankins.
You talking about Deron Payne? Oh, okay, yeah.
That's I'd rather spend my money on him, and that'll be it. And then draft. You know what I'm saying? There you go. We get Big Payne and put in the middle. We got a color. We're going to the top 5 defense. The defense is going to be even better this year. But you get Payne with Hankins, and then we got all our linebackers there. They're going to be fresh, ready to go. Our corners, our safeties. Then you just line up on that offense, and that offense is going to be dangerous with the scheming they're going to be running. Because if you say all the fans got to go watch Collier media, he showed them on schemes, how he run, and they was just, with that sorry offensive line, they was still running for 100-some yards. Now they got, and Dallas can run good. Now we got the cancer. We got the last of the cancer out of the Cowboys, and that was Kellen Moore. He held us back for 2 years. And you got to remember, Law, San Francisco would have beat, they cheated the 49ers last year on them. San Francisco was in the Super Bowl. They called them 2 pass interference call. That's how they won. Well, you know what I'm saying?
Well, so we'll find out, man. I appreciate you so much for calling in, fam. Talk to me.
You know what I'm saying, fam? So I'm just happy. All I got to say, how about them Cowboys? Let's get this title. We got a run offense, a defense now, and we got rid of the cancer, Kellen Moore. Don't let the door hit your ass.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you, man. Good call from. All right, so just to go over a few things, what he said, is he pretty much like this mock draft right here. And this is not by me. This is by PFF. Shout out to them. I don't see any issues with this one, but he did say in the third round he would get the Baylor kid, so I'm going to have to look him up and see how big that boy is for the third round. But there's so many areas that we can go at with this particular situation. Now, if this news is correct, then it will be 10 to whatever the salary cap hit is for the franchise tag for running back, and we'll find out down the line or whether or not there'll be something that we would look back on. I just look at it like this. The Cowboys should be wise enough to put this man on a tag and then find a deal, a solution to spread out that money instead of having him playing on 1 year. Because what I don't want is for us to be going over this same conversation again. You know, Al Kareem Turner says that guard isn't good. Law. I feel you. Last year, if we go back into time, a lot of people would say Tyler Smith wasn't that good. A lot of people booed the pick. So I'm just going to let chips fall where they may. You know, Iceberg Slim says $10 million. Yeah. Rappaport said that it may, but I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, it's correct, Law. Shaking my head. Hustling backwards. Action powwow. Yeah, you're right. We got from the 903, we got Lady Jessica. You live.
Anyway, you and Boss do the same thing. Y'all be sitting up here breaking stuff down for these crazy people, and they still talking the same old lame stuff. Cornball pieces.
Yep.
But like I said, everybody wants to keep talking about these games. I mean, Sunday is the last of football season. So all of this, and not even looking at the big picture or what's really going on. So you got a OC coach, a man calling plays, but he's clowning when the defense do a different scheme on you, and you're not even reading it. You can't see it. And then you don't want Dak to do what he was doing to win games. You gonna say Dak can't do this and Dak can't do this. Y'all some dumb, lame people. Dak is very smart. He can read a defense. It was the one calling the plays that couldn't read the defense. Y'all never looked at Keelan's face. You can't tell me you couldn't honestly look at this man's face and look at him having these dumb moments on his face. Because to tell you this, Zeke told y'all when we was winning, when he went on those, did his interview, he said, we change the plays, they get mad. Law.
Right.
How many people act like they can't even hear that? Remember when he said it. That was changing up the plays. That's how we was winning. We was beating Green Bay, and y'all keep on talking about Green Bay. Y'all like Green Bay blew us out. We lost by 2 stinking points, and it was us on top. It was when Keelan Moore called the dumb plays like he did on them other 6 games that we lost. That led this team to win 14 games out of 6. And you keep talking about this man. Y'all either get with this team or just go find somebody else or go support them other teams and put on their jerseys, them quarterbacks y'all keep talking about, and go support that team. Because we are tired of this. You're in and out. I am. If nobody ain't in, I am. And y'all need to get a grip. I'm sorry I ain't trying to get the whole up. I got to get ready to get off the line anyway, because my break is almost over. But y'all need to get y'all mind right. It's DC for life, win or lose. If you're a DC for life person, you're going to stick with them when they down and when they up. If you're not, go on, because we ain't got time for y'all. And Jimmy Johnson was a different breed of a coach. Y'all keep talking like that. He went out and he got what he needed for his team to help Troy Aikman. That surpassed Romo record and Troy. And yet people still talk down on this boy and won't give him his props. Y'all are lame cornball people.
She said cornball people. Appreciate you, Lady Jessica. Thank you so much for calling in. Put your hands together for Lady Jessica. Let me see some corn in the chat. If y'all agree with her, y'all put some corns in the chat, some corn emojis and things like that. All right, so here's my thing. Let me go ahead and press this button.
The conference has been locked.
So if you called in, you're going to be locked in. If you're trying to get in, you can't get in. Here's my thoughts of all what she said. I get what people are saying, but now there's no more Kellen Moore, right? So let's see how this team is going to look like for the 2023 season, and there's no excuses, right? The Cowboys team got to present themselves and say, all right, we know we got a guy that's coming off of an ACL situation. We know who Noah Brown is, right? Let's not go into the 2023 season saying, all right, let's run it back again. No, you go out there, you get a known commodity to help out this team. Even C.D. Lamb said, hey, I want more weapons. Let me play this again for those who just not tuning in.
What's your biggest takeaway for you guys as a team, the Cowboys, how the season ended and what you guys can bring into 2023?
Always just got to, of course, add more weapons. I feel like in that situation, we could always be better. It's never enough. You can never run out of ammo. And, man, we just got to finish.
What was your biggest?
You got to finish, man. All right, I got Bishop Kane. You're live, fam. Talk to me.
Yo, what's good, Loud?
Nothing to it, Chief. Talk to me, man.
Man, shit, man. I'm thinking, man, we do need Big D Payne from Washington, man. Like, hey, that'll change the whole defense. That one player, like I would really want him and a receiver, but I do agree with one of the callers, like, man, if we just got him in the free agency, that'll change so much right there. That'll just change the face of this defense, bro, because he's so aggressive and he gonna free up a lot for Parsons and Tank and Damone Clark and Jabril Cox and all them young cats, cause we need them to be able to roam free, man, especially Parsons, cause Parsons last year he took a lot of awkward like not hits cause he hitting people, but like people like just like when they double teaming him, it's like they falling on him awkwardly and shit. Like we need Parsons not to have so much bodies on him. I don't need nothing to have. Parsons the number one commodity on this team. We don't need nothing to have. So anything we can not forget Dak, that's my boy. But hey, anything we can do to help who we know a dog for sure.
Right.
Like, hey man, that's who we need to focus. Like I feel like that's who we need to focus on. Like, he need to be. That's the face of the team. That's who we build around. So that's who we need to make sure. If we don't do nothing, to spend some type of money for that right there. And then one more thing. Hey man, I don't know when the last time it ever happened, but I seen it happen with Cincinnati, and it worked out for them, man. But they drafted a kicker, man, and they finna have a kicker for at least 10 years now. Like I'm just so tired of switching kickers every year. I'm tired of it. When we had Bailey, we had a good run with Bailey. Like it was at least a 6-7 year run. We was just good. Okay, we got a kicker. Can we just get a kicker for some years?
Man, that's hard, man. We've been banging on the table. Remember? It used to be a safety. Can we just get a safety dog? And it's been forever, man, and we got safeties now. Can we just draft a defensive tackle, dog? And it's been years,
now we need
man.
a D tackle.
We still need a D tackle.
I'm just like, man, because people, they say if it was a fifth wheel, I'll be drunk. But I will say this: 2 things changed the way we played that game. Before the game, it was the kicking situation but then during the game, of course, Tony Pollard got hurt, and it's like when Tony got hurt, it's like they took the air out the ball for our offense. It just was deflating our team right there, cause he the playmaker, he the man. Like, and that's why I do agree with you. Like, man, we could save without franchise tag. We need to go bring that man in for
bring that man, go inside that man.
Like,
why do we gotta
play? Like, why do we gotta play around with people who we know love this team and really want to be a part of this team? And that's just like we played with Dak now we paying for it. We played with him for 2 years.
Yep.
The man went straight to the playoffs. The first year he came to the league, come on, man, he lost to
man. I would have broke my neck. We're gonna get this man $28 million.
We should have paid him the first year he came. We should have paid that nigga year 1, rookie year. Okay, he just took us all the way. We got us one coach. Let's go on and get him in here. Like, come on, we wouldn't even be worried about we take so long to pay who we need to pay, but we and then at the same time we take so long to let go. Who the hell we need to let go?
Ooh, wait, man. Hey, man, you spit a mouthful on that one, man. Appreciate you, fam. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it, Law.
Spitting over here. I didn't know I should bring me an umbrella next time you call, man. That boy was spitting, y'all.
Hey, man,
yeah.
Cowboys for life, man. How about them Cowboys? Hey, man, shout out to my Mavericks. We got Kyrie, too,
Oh,
baby.
man,
Let's
F
go,
y'all, man. F y'all now, man.
hey, my uncle told me the other day, man, we talked about, he said, man, the Mavericks have done more for this city than the Cowboys in the last 20 years, and he ain't lying.
He ain't lying, though.
He ain't
not
lying.
Yeah. Hey, the 2 times that they did, well, we'll see this year, but the first time they did it, they did what in the free? You see what they did? They went and got some moves. They got some picks. And they got you up out of there. So, yeah, you got to make some moves, Jerry. Appreciate you, Bishop K. Yes, indeed. Good call from him, man. Shout out to y'all Mavs, man. I know it's weird because I'm in Dallas now. And, and lately, Law, why don't you root for the Mavs? I don't know if I could. I'm going to have to get out of that. One day I'm going to just be a guy that root for teams or root for the players instead of the teams. I'm going to have to do that. Well, Law, why you a Laker fan, man? I'm from Mississippi. Oh, man, I bet you're a Yankee fan. I can't stand the Yankees, Cowboys, Lakers. I don't like baseball like that, But baseball was always an intriguing sport. But I feel with what y'all saying, man, this dude just a front runner. But when you from Mississippi, there's no major sports team. There's none. So you're at the mercy seat of growing up and one day reading a certain article, a newspaper clipping, or watching TV, and then you pick a team that you love. I'm a diehard Cowboy fan. My brother is a diehard 49er fan, and I got another brother that's a diehard Eagles fan. That's how it always been. And my mom, she root for the Saints. She just love the Saints. Like with the with the doggone trash bag on their head, she just say, who that? And when they won, I was like, Mom, you the only real Saint fan I know. Because I remember that dude right there, Tyrone Gooden, was in the 3rd grade with me, in the 5th grade, the 6th grade. He was a 49er fan. Now he talking about who that. I remember some of the people because Natchez is a real small city, a population of 25. And when growing up, it was Cowboy fans, 49er fans, and a few Steeler fans. But now, all of a sudden, when that Saints won that Super Bowl, they were running around talking about who that. I said, man, that dude switched sides so quick. I be remembering. I be looking at people profile pictures, and I said, yeah, I remember you. You was talking some cash money about them Niners a couple of weeks ago, and now you put the Eagles jersey back on. But that's okay, At least I'm not a Knicks fan. Shout out to the Knicks, though. But, all right, let's go to my guy, Brandon. You're live from the 815.
What's up, Lon?
Nothing to it, man. How you doing, man?
I'm driving on my way to work, so if I'm staticking too much, man, how about them Cowboys? You can do, you know what you can.
All right, cool.
You'll tell me things. But look, I think this. First off, I agree with you. Franchising Tony Pollard is crazy. Now, if it's me, if I'm Tony Pollard, I sign that franchise tag quick because to me, if I'm Tony Pollard, that's a win. I sign that quick. I think you also guarantee that you might not sign Dalton Schultz. So like, that's pretty much done. So to me, I think you should go all in on defense. I think you should make sure your job in free agency is to upgrade the corner position, get a deep tackle, and get maybe one more rusher and some linebackers.
Right.
To me, you got to go all in on defense. To me.
Yeah.
But that draft thing that you did from PFL, I like it, but I want to say this one thing, and I know this is not popular. I think, to me, you should use, I would say a 2nd round pick, but I'm gonna be conservative in this sense and say use a 3rd round pick on a quarterback. Mm-hmm. I think you got eventually. This clock is gonna start soon, so you got to you have to start it.
The only thing, Brandon, the only thing is that this draft class is not that strong in quarterbacks. I think it's it's top heavy with the two, CJ and the other kid. Then it falls off completely. And now next year, like 2024 draft season, Caleb Williams and all of those boys, it's gonna be nice. You know what I'm saying? But this not the draft though.
But but see, I know that. But are you telling me you gonna be in the running for that? Are we in the running for a number one type pick quarterback next year? Are we in the running for that? Because if you're saying you don't know, then we need to start this process now. I'm not saying I'm wowed by these quarterbacks. I'm saying you need to. All of these guys are experiments at the end of the day.
Right,
so
true that.
My point is, use a third-round pick to start the process. See what you got. Find out what you got. The reason you got Dak is because somebody went down. He was a fourth-round pick. That wasn't a first-round pick. Start the clock. That's all I'm saying. Don't wait around for this.
I would draft a quarterback every year or every other year. I have that in place. But this year, you know, there's a lot of Jacoby Brissett's, a lot of Cody Ford, and a lot of Paxton Lynch's out there. So I wouldn't want to just draft a Paxton Lynch just because, you know, he Paxton Lynch, you know. So I feel exactly what you're saying though, you know.
What do you feel about what do you feel about strengthening your strength? If our defense is our strength, and we gonna be bargain basement, because I don't truly believe we're gonna try to win free agency or even play in free agency. But whatever we do, I think we should go all in on defense. You say what?
Oh, if we go all in on defense, I'm agreeing with that. I think defense wins championships. I've been banging on the table. I want our defense to finish number one, number two. I want us to be in that wheelhouse like the Rams done it, right? We know for sure that Matthew Stafford was a guy that had a strong arm, who had some questions in some games or what have you, who will throw the interception. But how can we mask that, right? And the Rams did just exactly what I'm planning on doing. Let's solidify the defensive side of the coin, and if give him one more weapon on the offense, and that's what you can do. We even Dak Prescott, give him another explosive weapon on the outside. Let's strengthen his defense. Let's get back to a simple game. West Coast offense, let's run the ball. Let's keep the quarterback between 24 and 28 attempts, and that will be my philosophy from there.
I mean, I 100% agree. Look, I don't want to hold up your time. I didn't want to even say this guy's name, but that guy did let us down. But I ain't gonna stick on that. I wanted to show the people that I'm versed in Cowboy world. I can talk about more than just that 2-4 quarterback.
All right, bro. Salute, man.
How about those Cowboys?
How about him, man? That's Brandon, man. And nothing I can say, because I'm waiting for somebody, because if I said this, you guys going to say that. If I say that, you guys going to say this. But these are the truths. No one wants to know the truth, right? So let's continue to build around build this defense up. Because I don't want the conversation to be is only about the quarterback. And that's what it will be. It'll be only about the quarterback. And it'll be a ton of information that you guys were literally saying. Two different eras when I brought up the Peyton Manning situation, right? I never said that Dak Prescott was better than Peyton Manning. I said, man, they have similar numbers and stats. And people want to talk about eras, right? Like, hey, Law, that's a whole different era. Well, what era did Matthew Stafford play in? What era did Matt Ryan play in? What era did Tony Romo play in? Like, is there a split in the era? Is it only era selective to fit your narrative, right? So that's just how I look at it. And in what era would Noah Brown be equivalent to a Reggie Wayne? So if Noah Brown, you pick him up, will he be better in the 80s? Would Noah Brown be better in the 80s or the 90s? You know, would Noah Brown be Chris Carter? You know, so like, are we really looking at this from a prism of, hey, only Dak hate lenses. Like, I had literally people say this right here, that Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne are not better weapons than what we had out of CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup. Like just because of the era. You know what I mean? Like, I think that if you could pick up Marvin Harrison and put him in any era, if you pick up Marvin Harrison, if I can have the ability to go back to 1996 and pick up Marvin Harrison and put him in this era, would he still be generating the same or even more? If I pick up Reggie Wayne and put him in this era, would he be able to do the same or more? Or if I can just pick up Chris Carter, because these are guys that's in different era, or Randy Moss, since he was in that era of Peyton Manning, right? So it goes back to that. They go back to that point. Is Randy Moss good in this era, or was he only good in that era? Or would Randy Moss be even better? It doesn't matter which era Randy Moss is. You know, come on. What Michael Irvin would be Noah Brown in this era? You know, ain't no way. You know, they smoking PCP. But all of a sudden, the era talk is, so that's why I'm sitting like, you know, Randy Moss is washed now, though. This is Sam Rowe. Can't make this stuff up, though. Yeah, but it is what it is. 585, you're live, man. Talk to me, Tyreek.
Hey, what's going on, Law Nation? What's going on, Cowboy Nation? How everybody doing today?
Not much, man.
The thing is with me is that how can you judge Dak Prescott when you're not giving Dak Prescott all the weapons that he needs to succeed? And when you do give him weapons to succeed, you give him bad offensive coordinators. You're putting monkey wrenches in the game. It's like, come on, man. It's like this dude gotta oversee everything that's going on. Like, instead of just worry about playing quarterback. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And Zeke, let's be honest with one another. I don't want Zeke to take a pay cut. I want Zeke to get cut. It's time. Mm-hmm. We can't keep holding on to players like him. We can't keep holding on to players like T. Smith. If you can get something for T. Smith, go get something. Even if it's a third-round draft pick or fourth round, go get something for the man. Yeah. You know what I mean? And get some of that money off your cap.
Yeah.
We got to learn how to do it the way the winners are doing it. The old stuff we used to do when we was winning Super Bowls, that was that era. Mm-hmm. This is a whole totally different era, different ball game, different money. You know what I mean? Different things going on, different rules. Yo, man, the Dallas Cowboys got to pick their own way to do things, but at the same time, take a little bit out of everybody else's book that's winning.
Take a little bit. Now, you don't have to do the full Eagles playbook as far as what they did this past offseason, or the full entree what the Rams did or the Buccaneers did the previous year, but just take a little piece of it, you know. Go out there and grab you one or two guys, legitimate guys, not James Washington guys. You know, I feel what you said, you know.
Yeah, man, because a lot of fans don't understand. The Eagles took a little bit out of our book if we really not paying attention. When we got Dak Prescott, and Dak Prescott showed us something in his rookie season, what did the Eagles went and did? Right after they had the quarterback they drafted higher than Dak Prescott in that same draft, what did they go do? They went and found Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is a duplicate of Dak Prescott. Yeah. He's a young duplicate of Dak Prescott, but they put him in the system that he's comfortable with, he's more comfortable in, and at the same time, they put him in the system where they gave him weapons. They gave him options. They gave him the option to run. They gave him the option to pass to two good receivers. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, these dudes was willing and dealing the last couple years. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when are we going to really deal? When are we going to not accept being in the middle of the pack like Jerry Jones just said out of his mouth? That shit pissed me off when he said that. Yeah. I'm okay with being in the middle. That's not okay, bruh. If you got a chance to get over the hump, you go put the difference makers on this team in this locker room to get over that damn hump so we can go at least see one. The one thing I love Coach, but the one thing I love Coach Marv, but the one thing I don't agree with him on, dude, give me one championship. Yeah, I'll take that one championship like the Rams and be bad for some years. I'll take that. You know why? Because we haven't seen one in 27, 20, 28 years. So ain't no way I'm gonna slight one championship over having plenty of championships. Give me one more championship. I'm cool. You give me bragging rights, I can set Stephen A. Smith the hell up. I ain't got to hear all this bullshit about how they be trying to down our Cowboys. I'll take it. Give it to me.
Take it.
I want it.
You don't even care if they say, hey, man, they paid for it. Yeah, man, I paid for it. I want it. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right,
yeah,
man.
I paid for it, man.
Damn right. Because we're going to have to hit it. Because one more thing, and I'm out of here. I don't know if it'll be better for the Cowboys if these filthy Eagles win a Super Bowl that'll change their mentality in the front office about how they need to move, or if they lose. I don't know which one will be better. But I don't want to hear. You cannot sit here and give me middle of the pack bull junk if these boys go ahead and win this Super Bowl and we got to hear these dudes for the next 2 to 3 damn years. And the Cowboys still want to stay in the damn middle. That's all I got to say, Law. And I'm up out of here, bro.
And no doubt, man. That's Tyreek, man. You know, I am awake. Are you? He's like, yeah. Let his Eagles win. You know, y'all think he present now. You know, shoot, I am awake. Shoot, he gonna change his whole name to I am Law Nation Conscious. You know. He really rooting for the Eagles internally. You know, he gonna be trolling. But I get from what Coach Marv is saying. I get what Tyreek is saying. My thoughts are, man, you're gonna have to dab a little bit. You're gonna have to at some point dab a little bit, and you can't continue to sell us the fact that, hey, we did sign some people in the free agency. Who? We signed our own. Remember? Stephen Jones said, yeah, we did make a lot of moves in the free agency one year. And I said, who did y'all sign? He said, our own. But, you know, it is what it is. They're going to have every right to talk if they win, though. All of the Eagles community, they're going to have a right to talk. And the only thing that we can say would be, hey, man, we still got 5, y'all. Hurry up and catch up. Y'all still behind the Washington team, but at some point, it's not going to hurt as much because I'm hearing already, hey, last time the Cowboys won the Super Bowl, Law, you didn't have that facial hair, you know. But I got B. Bird, man, from the 409. What's on your mind?
How's everything going?
Oh, as well.
All right today,
I'm doing great, man. I can't complain.
Well, I definitely appreciate you, and like hearing you saying about this free agency, I think we all need to bang the table, man, on that. Speaking of that, because I really think we got to be aggressive in getting a wide receiver. I like D-Hop. I like the relationship he has with CD already, and I think Diggs is maybe a little bit. He might be able to be traded for, because I think we don't need to try to wait on a draft or our guys get better or the ones we already have on the roster. We've tried all that before. We need to attack this thing aggressively. Now I want to just talk to you about this and just see how this works, because in my mind, who in the Cowboys front office bang the table for outside free agency, for outside like say, hey man, we need this guy. Who does that for the Cowboys? Because usually that's a GM, right?
Usually that's a GM.
Yeah.
Usually GM, but
Well, here's the deal. I think what we have here is a situation, and then there's going to be some. Okay, I'll just tell you this. Like Jerry Jones, he makes profit off this team, right?
Right.
And so the person that makes a profit off, that holds the purse, they are kind of reluctant to let that money go for a player, because why? Man, it's about money I'm putting out for this guy. Well, for a normal GM, it's not necessarily his money, right? He has to stay within a salary cap.
Right.
So it's always this football push from the GM. Hey, we need to trade for D-Hop. We need to sign him. Hey, he's got to put us over. And the owner like, man, look, I don't know about that. It's how much you want and all that. It's just back and forth. And then they'll figure out if it's worth it or not between those two guys.
Right.
But when it's one guy, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then And I think that's the reluctance, because I think what the Cowboys and Steven and Jerry have done, they're starting to run this thing way more like a business than a sports franchise, just trying to win championships. They're trying to generate profit, and that's why. And then if people would say, "Well, B. Bird, this, that, and the other," I say, "Hey, the evidence is that we have not signed a first-day free agent since Brandon Carr, and that's been 10, 11 years, y'all. That's ridiculous. And why we want to go through the draft? The draft is cheap. Why we want to sign our own? Because there's no risk in signing our own,
right?
Because we know what they do.
Right.
The thing about it is, man, we got to. The other teams have done this, and you talked about Philadelphia, but the thing about Philadelphia, margin in the future, Philadelphia have 2 first-round draft picks this draft. What are we talking about? They're in the Super Bowl, and they have a better setup than we have right now. And that's because their GM is out there GMing for his job.
For his job, yeah.
We don't have a GM nor a president that's GMing for their job. We have a guy that if they're 0-17 or 17-0, he's going to still have his position.
Yeah.
So we have nobody in the front. I don't even know who would say that, hey, we need a D-hop. Who makes that choice? Who even says that from the football aspect and bring it up? I don't even know who that is for the Cowboy organization.
Man,
and so
you spitting a lot of truths, man. Yeah.
Well, who is it? And that's why where we are now, man, because we drafted well, y'all.
Let me ask you this, though, B-Bird. It just hit me. The double-minded man is wicked in all thy way or unstable. I look at it like I don't think that Jerry Jones is truly the GM. I think it's 2 of them, Jerry Jones and Steven. I think that they come down to the conclusions. So not only is it just one guy, it's 2 guys and a possible. So it goes and muddy the waters because you may have a certain philosophy on how you like to do certain things, and another person may have a whole different philosophy on how they like to do things. So it's crazy.
But both of those guys are still responsible for the bottom line of the Cowboys, making money, making profit. You don't need that guy making football decisions. You see what I'm saying? Like that person shouldn't be, neither one of those guys should be making like, okay, who do we need to get on this team to make us a Super Bowl champ? Because see, they never would have made the A.J. Brown deal. You see what I'm saying? They never would have made some of these other deals out there because they're not going to do it because it costs too much, and they don't want to risk it. But another GM has to risk it because of his job. He has to, because he's not going to be here over 5 years if he don't win. So hey, I need to go get A.J. Brown. Hey, I need to go get Diggs. I need to go trade for this guy. I need to sign that guy. Why? Hey, dude, I ain't got all day. These fools gonna fire me if I ain't go make it to the NFC or AFC championship game. That's what they're under. They're under that pressure, and that's why they make that move. The Joneses aren't under that pressure. Only thing that we can hope for is that Mike McCarthy come and say, "Hey, y'all, we got to get a playmaker in here. And we need to have somebody opposite CD, because if we don't have anybody opposite CD, we got to get somebody at least that the defense respects and fears a little bit on the other side."
And here's the only thing I don't see Mike McCarthy being that lovable guy that they go out to eat with and they go on trips together like the Jason Garrett's of the world's done. So I see Mike McCarthy as an outside looking in guy. And it's just that's how it looks like, man. So they would not lean too much on Mike McCarthy because they already got traps around him waiting for him to not succeed. You see, unfortunately, it sounds trash. I know it sounds crass, y'all, but that's from what I can see and I can tell because I can look at past relations and I can see how they treated Jason Garrett juxtaposed to Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, and I thought I do like the fact that they gave Mike McCarthy the room to hire offense coordinator and to call plays. So that says a lot. They didn't give Jason Garrett that. They took those things away.
They did took it away from him because he was such a young coach and he was still learning on the job. But they just not giving Mike McCarthy those things. And this was his 4th year into his contract now, right?
Yeah, but that was on Big Mike because he accepted Kellen Moore when he took the job. He shouldn't have took the job if he, hey, you're an offensive guy, Big Mike. If you want to call plays, call plays. But hey, who am I to tell a man to pass up $6-7 million a year? So I'm not going to knock him for that. But we got to find someone in this organization that's going to say that, hey, man, we need more players. I just don't know who that is in this organization that says that we need to go get free agents.
We ain't gonna have that.
Set up really well. I just don't know who that is. And if somebody in the chat can identify that person that goes and beats the table and said, hey, We need to get somebody here instead of these second day or after the season start free agents that we're getting, and we getting secondhand stuff, man. We have not went out there and got top-notch guys and fought for guys and have to outbid for other people. Remember, outbidding costs what? Money.
Right.
And so the people that are responsible for that, they're not going to do that, man. And that's what I think that's where we're stuck as an organization right now, because we have no one in there right now that's going to fight for a free agent out there. I'm talking about a first-day, high-quality free agent, or trade for a D-Hop or a Diggs. I just don't know who that would be that would say, hey, this is what we need, y'all. We got to go all in for this. And I just want to kind of put that out there.
You do know who it is, though, before I let you go, B-Bird.
Well, who?
It is Jerry, but his son overrides him. His son overrides him. His son say, "Son, Dad, remember Joey Galloway." He reminds him of his pitfall. Remember Roy Williams. Remember what I walk you off of that ledge with Johnny Manziel. Dad, we can't do this. It'll cripple the organization. I think that Stephen Jones outwits and outsmarts Jerry Jones and causes Jerry Jones to be the beta male in this situation. He's no longer the alpha.
I definitely do agree with you, because I think that if Jerry was saying that the other day that in that, I think the clip you showed, that said that he's not afraid. He's a wildcatter. He's not afraid to take chances. Mm-hmm. And I put in there, I said on the super chat, I said, yeah, but you haven't taken a chance since Brandon Carr, and we're talking about 11 years ago. So you can hang that thing up, because that's what these guys are doing now. And again, y'all, they're doing it. GMs are doing it because they have to. They're going to
lose their job. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to get off, and I'm going to continue to listen to you, brother. I appreciate you.
No doubt, man. It's a good call from B-Bird. That's a good call from him. And the last time we did anything, this movie was a hit. Riggs! I'm getting too old for this, Riggs. That's just what it is, y'all, man. And somebody finna roll one and go watch that movie. I know how y'all think. Y'all finna say, man, I'm gonna go ahead and watch this movie, man, because Law keep hitting it up. And I'll remember the good days, man. Boy, when we was doing some good stuff, man, in the 90s. But that's just how it is. And yes, indeed, baby. So y'all finna go watch Lethal Weapon after this show. And that's just how it is. Unfortunately. Nevertheless, man, let me get Lee Cowboy in the house, man. What's good, man? You live?
What's up? How you feeling?
Man, I'm well, man. I can't complain. Talk to me, man.
Okay, I have a question. Is the Fossil guy, is he ahead? Is there a kickers coach on Dallas Cowboys?
John Bones. You talking about Johnny Bones? You talking about Fossil? The kicker? The special teams
coach? Is he
coach?
the only coach on that special teams, or?
They had another guy. His name is at the tip of my tongue that helped him out during the training camp and beyond. He's a real good guy. He works out with the guys. But where you going at it with this one?
Okay, here's my opinion. Dallas Cowboys need to draft a kicker. I feel like I would like to see Nick Folk be a coach in Dallas in this organization, because he's the only kicker I've ever seen know how to kick an onside kick. I haven't seen anybody else in the NFL kick an onside kick like him. So I feel like if he could coach a brand new kicker on this squad to kick a certain way, I think this team could go further. That's one thing. Another thing, I think Dallas Cowboys need a fullback. What's happening to the fullback, man?
Fullback over the whole entire league been dying off. It's only like 2 or 3 teams with fullbacks.
It's sad, man. We need to bring in some old smash mouth football. Open this running game up. That's my opinion on that. And then I like the kid Max. People need to quit sleeping on him.
TCU.
What's the name? Yeah, the TCU guy. They act like Mahomes was perfect before he came. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mahomes is throwing interceptions and stuff like that. So it's like, look how great he is. You know what I'm saying? Mahomes is a beast. And my friend didn't even want to like Mahomes because of how he basically threw it in, I think it was like a practice or something when he was like in his first or second year. And he didn't want to say that Mahomes is any good. And then Mahomes starts. Next thing you know, he's blowing up. He's tearing it up. So I'm just saying, people need to give Max, just some, we'll see we'll see if Dallas drafts him. And another thing, I like that kid from Alabama too, by the way.
Which one? Gibbs or
Gibbs? Yes.
Gibbs. Yeah.
I like that kid.
Yeah, he's going to do
I
some
don't know.
remarkable
I don't know if Dallas
things.
can get him, but
Yeah. Well, if I know how the Dallas operate. If we franchise tag him, Tony Pollard, and somehow Zeke extends, then they may just keep who they got and then try to go get other players elsewhere. I don't think that they would draft a running back that early.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I heard somebody say that we need a new tight end. Man, we got tight ends, bro.
Well, we do got tight ends, man. But I'm fielding all options, man, before and after the draft, and I'm looking at everything. I'm leaving no stone unturned. So I would definitely not pay Dalton Schultz the money. And Dalton Schultz, this is not no hate at you, dog. You know what I mean? Let him test
Right.
the market. Let him see what he can get out of the market. And if nothing come back in return, then if it's something reasonable, then you can see what you can do from there. But outside of that,
You got Hendershot and Ferguson. Come on.
you got you got those two, and
They can
whoever
stay
else you
healthy.
get in this draft, yo.
People, look, Hendershot ran a great wheel route in that Green Bay game, so I don't, beast.
Yep, and Mike McCarthy, he used to be a tight end coming out of college. So if anybody know how to evaluate tight ends and offensive line, it should be Mike McCarthy. So I trust his assessment. He knows how to get those tight ends in the right spots, especially out of West Coast offense. Y'all seen what he was able to do in the past with Green Bay. They stayed having some type of tight end eating in the middle of the field. So I'm not worried about it.
And last little tidbit, some of the greatest football players, specifically quarterbacks, have played baseball and football, and sometimes basketball. But that's been some of the greatest quarterbacks, baseball and football. Always pay attention to that.
Yeah. Troy Aikman, hell of a baseball player. Yeah.
Yeah. See? Yeah.
Good call from you, man. Anything else you want to bring to the table, Lee?
That's it, man.
All right, bro. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for calling in. It's Lee Cowboys, y'all. Put y'all hands together for him. Good call from him. Hey, today was a good day. I didn't had to go back and forth with nobody today about anything. It was great. The conversation was wonderful. Gibbs and Pollard qualities. Yes, Jay Lombardi. That would be nice. There are going to be some hard cuts, man. Regardless of how you guys look at it, there will be somebody that's going to get cut that you don't want to see gone. But that's just how it goes, huh? That's how it goes, man. That's how the trumpets sound. That's saxophone. But we just got to figure it out down the line, ladies and gentlemen. We do. And one way or another, the Dallas Cowboys will still be viewed upon as a team that got to win the Super Bowl next year. Regardless, if Super Bowl favorites, I bet you the top 5 teams, you'll see a Cowboys star somewhere in there. And what they're going to do during this draft. And I think that every year we win the draft award because we're going to get a player that someone don't want. Then all of a sudden we look back at it and we would say, man, that dude was phenomenal. All right, so let me read some of the super chats that I didn't get a chance to read. Shout out to Jerry Brooks. Unfortunately, Jerry is the problem and will always primarily be the reason this team is stuck in the park. Yeah, stuck in park. Yep. And Jeremy Brooks, that's from him on my Facebook. Gilbert Jones, appreciate you. $1.99 for your mind. Thank you for your support. Spencer, Texas, appreciate you. Yeah, where is Jerry Jones who said he'll bring it no matter what it is? And I appreciate you. I think I read that one already. Dwayne Brown, Law, I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. And he roots only for the Grizzlies, the Titans, when they play someone other than the Cowboys or the Lakers. Appreciate you, Dwayne Brown. Yeah, appreciate you. Now, let me ask you this. Dwayne, I know it's about 30 minutes ago, but were you a Houston Oilers fan, or you a fan only by way of the Titans, and it could be telling your age there. Stargazer Sports. Tyreek is right, Law. You can't evaluate Dak truly until this year. My goodness, hold on. Hold on now, Stargazer. You can't evaluate Dak all the way into his 8th year. Talking about a late bloomer. Like, I'm waiting till he get to this 8th year, then we can do evaluation. But I feel you. This is the first year in his career he has a real head coach. True to that. Mike is disciplined. Oh, no. Mike is a disciple of the great Bill Walsh. This year is huge for number 4. You're right, Stargazer. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your support. My only rebuttal is truly evaluate Dak Prescott. I've seen some improvements to Dak Prescott, and I've seen some stagnant areas too, decision makings and things like that. I need for Dak Prescott, and this is just me objectively speaking. I'm not trashing the man. I need for Dak Prescott to take total control of this team. Total control. Eastside Harris said, go Astros, go Dallas, Texas, and go Rockets, right? I'm just playing with you. He said Texans and Rockets. Appreciate you, though. My thing is this right here. This is my thoughts. When you're driving said car, you are in control. You behind the wheel. You are responsible for anything and everything that goes on with the car. The person that's guiding you, giving you the directions, you can say it's the offensive coordinator, right? And that rascal may not know where he go. You know, he might not know where you're supposed to be. But if you drive off the road, even though he giving you faulty instructions, it's still on you. Even though he led you to a dead end and you go on 100 miles per hour and you hit that dang on wall, they're going to say who was driving the vehicle, right? It's the reason why they say, hey, no texting and driving for the driver. But the person on the opposite side, they can text all they want, right? So my thing is with Dak Prescott, I just need for him to take total control because somehow, one way or another, it's on him. Who was driving the car? Who's the insurance on, right? Jerry Jones may have bought the car. He told you this is the car that you need to drive, and it may not be equipped to the max ability of Dak Prescott. But at the end of the day, they're going to blame the driver. Man, the people in the back, they drunk. Can't give them DUIs. They're going to give the driver the DUI. So that's how I look at it. Now, granted, he's going to get a new automobile this year. It's called West Coast Automobile. This car don't go vertically. This car go east and west, more so. And this guy that's going to be driving this car is Dak Prescott. It don't have a lot of miles on this car. It don't. So to Stargazer's point, and I love using analogies so that you guys can understand what I'm saying. It's not a brand new car, but this car don't have a lot of miles. It's a different type of motor. It's a different type of brand. It may not be the hybrid. It may not have all of the fancy buttons on there, keyless remote and all of that, but the car can get the job done. You see that last car had too many buttons on it. You'll sit down. Have you ever got in them new cars? You sit down and you sitting there like this for a whole 2-3 minutes. And you're just saying, damn, I just want to get the defrost button. But you're looking at the whole console. They got buttons here and there. In your old car, you just had to hit one button. That's the defrost button. Hey, man, y'all know what I'm telling y'all the truth, right? Some car, they got too many buttons everywhere. You got to turn the car on by turning a knob. I'm like, dog, where the doggone shaft and the gear thing at? Got the whole Tesla. Nothing but symbols on the console. You fool around and be drinking a Capri Sun. Your kid drinking a Capri Sun and some of that juice get on that console. This is over with. What happened, man? What happened to you, Law? Yeah, man, he was down 35, and the Capri Sun juice got into the wire component. You take it to the shade tree mechanic, he gonna say, hey, man, you just need an alternator. But now these newer cars, you lift up the hood, the mechanic gonna be like, man, you're gonna have to take that to the dealer, man. They got all type of specialized stuff that you gotta take off before you can get to the motor. But that's the style of offense that Kellen Moore had. Watch, don't worry. Justin Herbert, he gonna be looking at that thing like, man, God, dog. All these buttons, man. I just want to get the AC down to 65 to 67 degrees. That's just how it goes, y'all. But just keep it simple, man. Keep it simple. Show of hands who just want them a good old classic muscle car. A 1967 Shelby. Who remember that movie I was talking about, Gone in 60 Seconds? Y'all remember that? Nick says, I can fix that carburetor for you. I know. Oh, let me pour a little gas in that carburetor. It get back to going. You got to hire a MacGyver now to repair those cars and engines, and then they avoid all of the warranties. I just take it to the dealer, man. Just charge it to the game, right? Give me a loaner. Give me a renter, Yeah. It's all electric now, yeah. I'll call tomorrow to tell you about the behavior study of the chimpanzees and the Jones philosophy comparison. This is Stelios. Okay, like an Uncle Charles story via Uncle Dave. Appreciate you. I appreciate you for that. I would love to know about the chimpanzees, I love about, Yeah. Now, here's what I look at it too. Greg Berry, your wife got a Tesla. It's scary fast. It's fast. Smooth door handles. Can't even get in there, man. Got a smooth door handle, smooth finish, man. Flush. Old folks say flush. That doggone thing, flush, man. Shoot. My God. It's why, man. 7. Last impact free agent we had was Leonard Davis in 07, T.O. in 06, Romo in 05. Romo free agent? Well, he will be considered, an undrafted free agent. Yeah, I feel you. Dion in 95. When will we go hunting in the free agent for big names, big talents? Never, I believe. I think that if we squeeze the nation enough, because their kids and everybody else listen to these channels, if we squeeze it enough, they will probably make 1 or 2 moves. I can see the power of the people. We squeezed them enough, and they went and got Anthony Barr. Anthony Barr was good for us for 1.5 games. But we had to squeeze them enough, and they listen to us a little bit. Then they go back to doing what they need. They do, And we asked them, man, if y'all make these moves and you make that move, you'll be back to what you was 30 years ago. And then we hear this right here. We hear.
I ain't trying to be like 30 years ago. I ainain't trying to make no comeback. I'm gone, and I want to stay gone. Lao Tzu says, free from desire, you realize the mystery. Caught in desire, you see only the manifestation.
No doubt, man. I love y'all, man. Appreciate each and every last one of you all. Thank y'all for hitting that like and sharing, even in the off season. And I really appreciate y'all so much, man. I'm going to get on up out of here, give me something to eat. Be sure to check out other content creators around this time. And let's continue to grind. I know we don't want to be at this spot next year, talking about, hey, man, if only we do this move and only we do that move, man, we'll be back in the Super Bowl, man. I can't stand the quarterback, man. I can't stand the running backs, man. CD was wide open, man. We got barred 2 years too late, though. You right. Ooh, food for thoughts on that one, baby. Dad's caught it, man. We would have won the Super Bowl in 14. We would have won the Super Bowl in 2007. Shout out to you, Sadiq. Law, I pray you and your family are well. I know Dak made some costly errors last season, but I have faith in him that he will turn things around to be better. We will be better. And this day, you are true. You are right.
Spartans, prepare for glory.
No doubt. And let me hear your profession.
Spartans, what is your profession?
Buddha. Is that Bubba Baker? C-U-A-C-I-O-U. Appreciate you, Bubba. If there's one thing a man should always do, it's mainly to himself be true. Never allow someone to change your point of view unless what they bring makes sense to you. Never judge a man by sight alone, nor by the height he has grown. And when speaking, keep it at a moderate tone, because raised voices turned hearts into stone. You see, in the beginning, it was, how about them Cowboys? We them boys. The America's team. We were rooting for this team. But then there are those who will try to be smart. You see, they would take a decent man to alter his heart, to seek to rip it apart. Those men, no man, should call a friend or a fan, because they bend the lies around the truth to meet their end. Write that down, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of people out there that say, hey man, we support you, but won't walk across the street to help you. But they will travel miles and miles to bury you and be all at the funeral. Ah, that's my boy right there, man. If only he told me how much help he needed. Those type of people, stay far away from them. Stay far, far away from them. Knowledge is power, Mike. You're right. Power is energy. We are full of energy. And the more energy you have, the more and more things that you can accomplish. Because energy can be transferred from one to another. And that's knowledge. There are a lot of people who like to be the detractors. There's a lot of people that like to take and siphon your energy and only use it for themselves. It goes back, there's a lot of truth in movies, right? Goes back to Dr. Strange. Little bald-headed lady, I forgot her name. She was pulling energy from the dark sources. Dark power, dark matter. She was pulling that energy so she can stay alive. But she had a reason. Everyone have a reason, but results are what matter, right? But she knew that Dr. Strange would eventually be here. And she knew that her time was going to be near. But make a long story short, you can use the negative energy and turn it into a positive. Just like Biggie Smalls, right? Baby, baby. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. That's energy. And you guys got the same ability. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. I'm about. Roll those credits, baby. I hope my credits working. Come on, credits, work for your boy. Come on. There we go, baby. No doubt, baby. Appreciate your common sense, Coach Marv Lamont. Lamont sent me back, baby. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. And Wes, Sam, Burner, Camp, B. Bird, Spencer, Texas, Gilbert Jones, Christopher Fraser, Dwayne Brown, Stargazer, Sports, Eastside Harold, Des Caught Stelios, it's Y-Man 7, Sadiq, and Bubba. Don't forget tonight, it's gonna be me, Big Game James, the OC, and Boss Cowboys Sports. And let's not leave out West Coast. We're gonna do something around 6 or 7 o'clock today. Shout out to you, Darryl.
Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty. You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment.
Yep.
You just rock what's on the shelf, and I'm not feeling it.
Hey.
Search for the one, but baby girl, there's nothing real as this.
Mitchell, appreciate you. And Lisa.
I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love.
Hey, Lisa, if you're not doing anything on Sunday, we will be at the Network Bar at Trinity Grove, downtown Dallas, for an event. Come on out, holla at your boy. And anybody else, we gonna have a Super Bowl party. Although we gonna be watching the Eagles and the Chiefs. AFC Loft, baby.
I be at home alone. I be in zones alone. I be on
roll along.
Yeah. I be really in the field. Love the rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Come on.
Don't need no deals, I make the deal. I can take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Stop the cap. Yeah. Kinda check a song. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
I ain't trying to make no comeback.
Count that too. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
No doubt. Run it up. And slow it down right here.
FBI, open up!
All right, hold on. I'm going to do my taxes. Leave me alone. Don't forget to do y'all taxes, ladies and gentlemen. And understand.
Lao Tzu said, free from desire, you realize the mystery. Caught in desire, you see only the manifestation.
Peace.
Take a drag of my cigarette. Breathe me out, breathe you in. Yeah. Take a bite of my burger, babe. Save the last bite for you. Want the truth for you. Ooh. Don't let the street lights hit you all alone. You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you. Can I be your player too?
I'll follow. Come on.
Wherever you go, whatever you do.
He needs some milk. Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Seven more and another one.
And another one.
And another one.
Brought to you by 12 and 5 Cowboys. All at one. What we tell them?
Don't let the street lights
hit you all alone. Haters, lean forward. Get out of here. Shout out to Dez, called it 88. Later. Shout out to you, Miss Jackson. Salah Jackson, appreciate you too.
Wherever you go, whatever you do, play it too.
Shout out to the Twin Maker. Don't forget, Wednesday night, me and Ashley Baker live from Law Nation Studios. Check us out on Wednesday.
So far, if a paper crane can fly.
Eric Glover, appreciate you.
So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly.
And remember,
Fly on, fly on, fly on.
you're listening to nothing but the best of hits and oldies magic. 9720. Riggs!
I ain't trying to be like 30 years ago. I ain't trying to make no comeback. I'm gone, and I want to stay gone.
No doubt. Salute.
You have to be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that.
This motherfucker.
Because you don't know who you
No,
are.
he's good. That motherfucker don't miss, man. He's good. In the heat of battle, he don't miss. No. In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.